Oh my god, that's the first time I've heard it with like full volume, but damn, the steam just busting through.
That was good.
I literally I just tossed that together literally like probably about a good 40 minutes or so ago was when I finished like rendering all that and then just uploading it on the back end. I was like, all right, let me do this. And I didn't even get a chance to properly view the finished product until just now.
That was good. I like that. Dude, even the countdown screen, I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah. Got to build it up. Got to build up the hype. Oh, God. So, yeah, that was one hell of an intro. Still, like, God, I didn't expect the Momotaro busting through the brick wall to be as funny to me as it was, but that shit was funny.
That was good.
So, all right, y'all, welcome to TokuTonic episode 80. God. 80. I'm surprised, even with the couple of weeks that we ended up taking like off throughout like the time that this shit started, like the fact that this is still going into the 80 episode mark, it's crazy. But it is Kaiser Day and Friday the 13th. It's
Friday the 13th. Come on now.
No, it's a double. It's a double.
I don't acknowledge anything.
It's Kaiser Friday the 13th. It is the day. It's everything.
Should have worked to give me the day off for Kaiser Day.
They should. They should. Everybody should just go stand by a beach and get your doppelganger to just just and then say, hey, it all works. It all works. What did I buy on Kaiser Day? Nothing. I should buy something for Kaiser Day, but I didn't.
I did. I went to Spirit Halloween.
Oh, so did I.
I went to work.
Well, I went to Spirit of Halloween like the last couple of days just to get props for future bits. So
I found the perfect costume.
Oh,
my wife thinks it's ridiculous. It's a pickle costume. It's a big pickle.
The man in the pickle fit.
I'm gonna have to get that and just walk around with jars of pickles.
Is it Pickle Rick or is it like legit
No, like legit just a pickle.
He's the man in the pickle suit. Yeah. He's gonna steal your girl away.
And then I found a suit that I might have to get in the clearance section. That would be good for my Toku Debt video.
So one of those Cosmic Fury suits that no one buys for Halloween.
No, because if I'm going for a three-peat, I need to make it a special occasion.
Look, there's no Cosmic Fury stuff in the costume shop. It's still MMPR. It's always MMPR.
Yeah. No, I've seen there's a Cosmic stuff I think at Walmart.
Yeah,
I've seen people posting online Twitter about it.
I mean, I went to.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've been to like 7 different Walmarts in the last 2 weeks, and I have not seen a single thing that's not MMPR related for all that.
Oh.
Well, like I said in my great debate, it's the store's fault, not Power Rangers.
We can
still blame Power Rangers for that.
Let me get Muso out here real fast for. So it's weird because I can't hear the jingle, so I don't know when it actually stops now. Like it stops.
I'll just stop. I'll stop muting when it ends.
So my computer did something weird. I don't know what happened, but now when I play the sound effects from my soundboard, y'all can hear it, but I can't hear it. And I'm just confused. I'm like baffled by it, but I'm not like trying to. I'll figure it out later. But yeah, Muso Muteki for $2 says episode 80. Woo! Coming from the stars. Oh, it's Ultraman 80.
Nice.
Urutoraman 80. All
I gotta
right.
watch that again. I got the DVD or Blu-ray for it. I just haven't.
I got it acquired. I just need to watch it when I get a moment.
Speaking of, the Kamen Rider V3 Blu-ray
I did
is up
see
for
that.
pre-order.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap
I need to
compared
get
to the
that.
Geeks one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have the DVD one from that Hawaiian company, and that was 115. So like, and I haven't opened it, so I'm like, I'll get this one, and I can actually open it and watch it.
I don't know what the cleanup like for it.
Yeah, and this was from Crunchyroll too, which is what shocked me.
Yeah.
No, well, it's from Discotheque. She's selling it on Crunchyroll.
Okay, yeah.
Right stuff went under, so all this stuff is sold on Crunchyroll now.
It'll show up on Amazon probably for V3.
But yeah, let me see if I can get this up here. So anyone who wants to check this out real fast. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
$59.96.
Yeah. It's cheaper than the Geats one.
Yeah. Well, not anymore because Geats has been on sale for like $48 or $50 for a while now.
I guess people ain't buying it.
No. I mean, nothing on it. It's just a show. No specials, no V cinemas, and it was like $80. No, thank you.
Yeah. Our only henshin is right. I want to get the Digimon movie set that they're releasing.
Oh yeah, that movie set.
I did hear about that one too.
Yeah, where they redubbed because if you know the Digimon movie, if you're old, like they slapped 3 movies together, an OVA and 2 movies together. They called it one big movie. They actually went back and they redubbed like all the old all those specials and stuff like that, and got the original cast back together for the dub.
It's gonna be good. I just hope Angela Anaconda's short is still before it. We need that. That's lost media.
Is it? No, I think I.
It's not lost media. It's on the DVD. If you own the DVD, it's on there.
I don't own the DVD. The DVD is hard to find and overpriced. I have the clamshell VHS still.
Yeah, no, that's what I've got as well. The clamshell VHS tape. So.
And I still have the Digimon card that came with it when you saw it in theaters.
Nice.
I did I see that in theater? I think I did see that in theaters, but I didn't get no card. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Just like I lost my Ancient Mew card, but that's a whole another story. So
I don't want to get in that. That's just.
I don't have my HMU card anymore.
I had 2 because my mom took me, so I had 2 of those.
Yeah, I think I had 2 as well. So let's do it with friends.
So yeah, real quick, Mark, how was your week since last time we talked?
Dude, the heat wave ended finally. It got up to like 115.
Because we got La Nina now forming in the ocean, so of course that's sucking up all that heat.
Yeah,
it's been like a brisk, like 75 at some points in time over here, and I was like, "What? It's crazy!" But then we had bad storms because we had a hurricane down in the Gulf Coast.
I didn't do any content all week. Like that's why my Gavu video was like yesterday because I was like, listen, it was up until Wednesday. It was still like 100. I was like, it's too hot. Like, but I did finally open these.
Ooh, nice.
From China. And I will say these are better than the first wave, and it's $33. So go buy it because it's worth it. And I may or may not have gotten the Chase variant, but no one will know until I put the video out.
Were people shocked that I lost the Ancient Mew card? Shit, when that movie came out, what was I, like 10? Of course I don't got that shit no more, so.
Plus, no one thought about the price of the cards being what they are now. I remember I had like 7 Charizards, and I was selling them for $40 and getting like, because I didn't know any better. Now it's like, 7 of those is a lot of money.
Yeah, none of my toys, none of my model kits, nothing like that ended up like surviving childhood. I ended up restarting most of my collections at like 19.
Yeah.
So it came out in the year 2000. Well, in the year 2000. I was 11 years old. So, hey.
Just think, if Y2K happened, we never would have saw that movie.
That's true. We would have missed out when they called it Pokemon the Movie 2000, and it's just like, but why?
Yeah, that was.
It's like it was Mewtwo. Yeah, it was Mewtwo Strikes Back. I was just like, that's what I remember it always being called, and then it's just like, no, for a while they called it Pokemon the Movie 2000. I was like, what?
No, the second one was called Pokemon the Movie 2000.
Yeah, the one with Entei and them, the dog.
No, the second one, Lugia and the Legendary Birds, was the Pokemon 2000.
I like the one with Entei better than the Lugia one.
The Entei one's pretty cool.
But yeah, Ash, how have you been? I've heard, obviously, from Mark that you have reached the big old 17K.
Yeah, that happened. Bit of a slog in between, but yeah. But I've been just busy with work, scripting videos here and there. But yeah, not much, just work, YouTube. Don't know if I want to buy the Gavv driver or not. I keep seeing people up with their videos about it and watching the episode. Like, do I want it? Do I want to get it? I don't know.
Look, the episode's qualities are starting to sell me on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what that's the thing. I'm getting sold on it. Like, and then I can collect the little gachitos, because there's little rider-based ones that I might want to get.
Like, I reluctantly bought the gacha driver, and I hate that brick. But especially more so, given the quality gacha ended up going down the line. But then Gavu, I'm just like, you keep hitting me, like serenading me with these sweet nothings every episode, that I'm gonna have to buy all this shit.
Yeah,
good. Should I did. I have another box on the way full of all the rest of the.
Look, you would have bought it had the show have been mid again.
Yeah.
So, I'm just like,
listen,
no.
My list, because my goal is to have every main rider belt ever, and except for a couple Showa ones, I'm missing 2 from Heisei. So I'm getting there. I will have the display of every main riders. What ruined it was I went and I got some secondary and tertiaries that I didn't really need, like the 2-side driver and Demon's driver and Vision driver. I'm not going to say the Garen buckle, because it's Garen. It's a necessity.
I mean, some extra drivers that tend to be sometimes even nicer than the main ones. So,
yeah, I feel like I like the 2-side driver more than the regular Revice driver, and I think I like Falcon's driver a lot more than the Senkin Sword driver.
I mean, for a lot of folks, it was like the Demon's driver and Revice, and then sadly, the more suits they kept piling onto that thing, the more I was just like, I kind of don't like you so much anymore. The Vision driver was another one where it was just like, I gotta get this thing. This thing's a sexy looking thing. And then when the Regad driver came out, I was just like, it's like a last second add-on. You can see the paint chipping on it within the context of the show, but I'm gonna get it anyway. I got it, and I was just like, what the hell is this thing? This is the cheapest fucking thing you guys ever like produced to copy. Right. Like, this is bad. So yeah. And but yeah, it's like I did spend money the other day, and I got another CSM in the mail.
Ooh, which one?
So what'd you get?
Oh, it's here right now.
He's still not beating me in Toku yet. He can buy all the CSMs he wants.
So yeah,
how much you want for it?
The thing is, it's like so I've got a little bit of some disappointment aspects when it comes to this.
No, you don't.
Like, you want to get some of my quick thoughts regarding this thing?
Sure.
Well, first of all, it's like
slander you're gonna say.
Well, first of all, it's like keep at the third. The second. Shit, I'm getting all the generations wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no, the second is nice, but it is literally the same size as the original DX from 08. So similar molding. Yeah. They did flesh up some of the parts here because, of course, you don't have the plastic part in the back. It is concealed much better on there, so that's good. It doesn't take the same batteries as the old DX has because, of course, the battery compartment is different on there. But what shocked me, because, of course, since I had the original one from back then, was the size of the actual belt you're putting it in. And I'm like, this isn't show accurate. This is a DX. Because this thing's teeny tiny.
Where the hell that's gonna fit? Like, wow.
I mean, it still has like the added additional straps.
That's I hate when they do that.
But the belt is literally the old 08 DX. And the biggest offender to all this is that belt you could open up the side and like get the belt clamp. They still molded the plastic in there, even though this is non-functional.
Because I have the old release one. I don't have the new one.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like they still molded the part that you would click in to pull this out on the DX on the CSM for some odd reason. This one's overpriced on Toku Collectibles for $300. Oh. Wow. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I got, I found Gavv to be entertaining, but then the second I saw this, I almost threw a fit. I was like, really? This is not CSM quality right here. This is definitely not CSM quality.
Now, you should get a refund and just pre-order the Chalice CSM. Listen, I'm a big Gavv fan. I love Gavv. One of top 5 easily. Will never get taken out of the top 5. But like, you could, you know what? I don't like it. It doesn't look good. I'll take it off your hands, and you go pre-order yourself a Chalice CSM. Okay, sounds fair.
Yeah, but the box is pretty cool. It's got a nice box.
I want the box. It's a nice box. It's a good box.
It's a sexy box. But the thing is, it's like, speaking of Gavv, do we want to get into some slight, not really drama, but kind of like some things that have been making some headwind in my Discord server the last week or so?
I got a hint of it, even though I haven't been in Discord.
I haven't been in the Discord.
So, let me show this nice back of the box. Look at that.
Oh, I would put that on display just for that.
That's pretty nice.
Like, this is the nicest part of the box. Is just that right there.
That may be the best artwork on or design on any of the CSM boxes they've done.
Yes, and that was the part that really sold it for me on that one. So
I might just buy the box on eBay.
So I haven't watched the video yet, but I did have like a bunch of people express some opinions on the Discord server regarding this, because apparently there was a video circulating regarding 3 big other Toku tubers, much bigger than us, saying that Gavv is a worse show than Gotchard. So how do you feel about that, Mark?
Hold on. I'm just looking up YouTube's TOS really quick before I say anything.
I'm staying out of this one.
You're just like, no.
I would like to preface this by saying everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone likes certain shows. For example, I Ghost. Like I always say Ghost. I say it's S tier. I get a lot of flack for that. I'm a Saber enjoyer. Blade is the GOAT still. How exactly? I need to watch the video because, like, I'm sorry. Like, listen, Gavv had his faults, okay, with how some of the time stuff was done. But them suits, though.
Well, outside of the suits, I mean, the whole of, I would say, the 1986 plot point is superior than the whole of Gotchard to me.
Oh, 100%.
Because the 2008 plot point did end up having some faults on there that, vastly acknowledged. But literally the 1986 plot point is like much, much better executed when it comes to a lot of those points. But the biggest thing is, like, I guess for those of us that were around at the time when Gavv was airing and were part of the community discussions at the time, it's like, no, this was at a point in time in which we in the community were kind of feeling that Inoue was kind of like burnt out as a writer, because he was the face of all of Heisei 1 for the most part. Like, the only place that he didn't have writing credits was Den-O. That was it. It's like everything else he at least worked on some episodes on, even if he wasn't the head writer for. So because of that, it's like his tropes had become a little bit known. There were certain aspects that we were already like a little hesitant to see how he would pay it off. But a lot of times it's like we were like, okay, cool, we can enjoy Kiva because, needless to say, at least on the Western front, there wasn't a lot of love towards Deno at the time. So seeing, edgy, cool suit like Kiva, we were completely enthralled by it. But the problem is that Kiva did end up suffering because of Deno, because of Deno's popularity. There were certain things that Toei wanted them to implement within the show that ended up changing some character dynamics a lot. So really, I feel that what affected Kiva for the worst was, studio interference of trying to make the show like the previous season that ended up, making buku dinero for them. Deno wasn't bad. Deno was just an okay show. That's the thing. It's like it was just nothing to brag about. Definitely a lot of us had a lot more hype in the early episodes of it. But as the seasons progressed, it literally just became kind of Monster of the Week. And then Guy just showed up and it's just like, oh, okay. And then we're at the end. It's like, all right, cool.
I looked up what you were talking about. Now I have like so many jokes I want to make, but they're all like mean. So I'm just going to like pull the whole. If I don't have anything nice to say, I'm not going to say anything at all. Plus, I'm waiting for my writers to come back with the script so I can read that so I know what to say in response.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, I haven't seen the video. I've just seen some of the points that they ended up making regarding
I can understand. Like, I just don't like comparing Heisei to Reiwa in general. Just because that was like Heisei was just... Because you're not going to really... if I had to compare everything now that's coming out to like my favorite Heisei era shows, I wouldn't enjoy any of the Reiwa era releases.
And the thing is, Reiwa
Henshin got it. I'm glad Henshin got that.
Feels like an extension of the second half of Heisei 2. Like it doesn't feel fundamentally that different in terms of that aspect. Versus say like Heisei 1 to Heisei 2, where we went from a more like drama feel to, hey, we're gonna toss in these gimmicks and work up through like a monster of the 2 weeks arc type thing, as opposed to having really long played out like storylines that we would get with the older Heisei shows. But it's just the way that they've been produced, which is why, at least Gavu for the most part feels like a good blend of what came before. It literally looks like it's taken some of the best aspects from every single era of Rider and just with these 2 episodes so far implementing something that is pretty damn hype.
Yeah. It's also for me like going back like with Heisei Phase 1, it's like you have most of the story, it's so story driven and dialogue heavy and character. It's like whereas like there was some people want to say pacing or it was boring, but it's like I get how a lot of people who either got into Heisei Phase 2 when they start out like wouldn't really like Phase 1. They definitely wouldn't be able to survive Showa era stuff like when at all like Sky Rider or Stronger or anything like that. Like because every like era has been kind of like Reiwa is kind of towards like the tail end of Heisei for how they do stuff, but it's like it's night and day when you go back to Showa and Heisei Phase 1 stuff. So it's like I can see how people would think the older ones are boring and not as good because it's not flash in the pan. Here's a monster every week. Here's action nonstop with little dialogue. It's like going through and like watching, like a slasher or horror film and then going and watching like an art house style one. It's like they're almost, even though they're still Kamen Rider, it's almost 2 different subgenres of Kamen Rider.
And for some people, it's like they like the more action heavy focus that we would get with the newer seasons versus a lot of the times in those early Heisei shows, they would build up a lot of the drama and then the fight would literally be like punch, one kick, that's it. OST hitting. And then you're like, nice. And that would be
sometimes. That's all you need sometimes.
and it just works. And it just works for what they were doing. And it's just like that. It's a different era, but I felt that at least for those of us that grew up in that time, especially like anybody who was like a teen during that time, or maybe a teenager now that just wanted to go through like that edgy phase, then really a lot of those early Heisei shows had that dramatic feel that made it feel like you were watching something more catered towards an older audience versus, their Sentai counterparts at around the same time.
No, I get that. As someone who's going back and watching Sentai now, because I'm still dipping my toe in that, and like I'm even noticing as I go back to older ones, I'm like, even then there's a good amount of action, but there is like compared to like say like a Don Brothers or King Oger, like it's still night and day to how older Sentai was. So it's like I don't know. I just don't like making that comparison. Like it's so random too. Why would you pick Kiva out of all the seasons? Like I don't like they could have picked Gaim. I would have almost agreed with that.
Or they could have picked other seasons that might have been more universally hated or something like that, at least a fallback. But I think that there is like a love for Kiva in general. So I don't know if it was just picking something for the sake of just trying to pick something or something that might be overly beloved that maybe they don't like, something like that. So it varies.
Well, how many years in the Heisei was Kiva? Because maybe it's because they line up. Like
it's 2008. No, we're 4 years away from
now. Okay, so I wasn't sure if like maybe Gotchard lined up the same time frame, like 5 in as Kiva was, but I'm like, no, the math isn't mathing in my head.
Because remember, it's Blade.
Yeah,
it's the year Blade. So
you can't even compare those two.
I think if they said
Gotchard's better than Blade, I would make a whole new channel just dedicated. I will do an episode to episode 1-to-1 comparison of both shows.
Well, y'all heard the man. So if anybody wants to go ahead and trigger Mark, make yourself a YouTube channel purposely for the sake of saying why Gotchard is better than Blade. Do an episode by episode comparison breakdown. Put in the work.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna strike your channel for targeted harassment by picking Blade.
Yes. Just like this stream was targeted last week, but I won't get into that.
No. I didn't even know. I forgot all about that. I was making just the reference in general.
But so Ash, you can come back now. You can stop hiding your face.
I was playing Marvel Snap in the background. I heard everything.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like we were spoiling Kiva or anything like that.
No.
So
no.
Ash just wants to be neutral. He's like, nope.
Yeah, I want to be neutral.
We didn't say anything bad. We didn't say anything bad.
I know. I heard everything. I was playing Marvel.
What I was thinking though was different. I think I showed really good self-control because everything that I was thinking was horrible. I don't want to get Zio's channel in trouble. So I was like, no.
I mean, opinions are opinions. The thing is,
that's what I'm gonna say. Opinions are opinions at the end of the day. I haven't seen Kiva, so maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't like it. It's a series I haven't got around to watching.
There's a violin in it, so it's amazing.
Yeah. A lot of the OST incorporates that violin too, so it's very good. Kiva's probably got like a 10 out of 10 OST. So we can at least give it that. The OST is far superior than Gotchard, who played same song how many times? I've heard Watch a Fire more times than I've heard any other song in that show.
I don't know the whole OST because me and Hash both stopped watching Gotchard around the same amount of episodes. So I don't know if you went back and watched any Ash, but I have not.
I watched some, but I fell off as much as I fell off as soon as I got back on.
I will say this, at least Wataru's dad was around, even though it was in the past, but we saw his dad, unlike Hotaro's dad.
His dad has a face.
He's got a face. He's got a face and he's got a transformation with, Kivat the second over here.
I'm going to watch the video just because if a clip was just going around, clips can be taken out of context. I'm probably going to watch the video after we're done streaming because I'm curious. Like, I always like when people have extreme opinions like that when they discuss it because, when I think
one of the points that were brought up was that Kiva doesn't have any female writers, even though there were 2. Even though it was 1 episode of Kiva, but it's like, yes, Megumi, like they changed into Ixa for 1 episode.
So that's a negative because they didn't have female writers?
Yeah, even though this is the, early Heisei period in which female writers were virtually non-existent. And if they existed, then they normally got nerfed or, in the case of the first one, dead. All written by Toshiki Inoue.
I just saw Ruruni's freaking think Hodoro's Dave Grohl's no longer secret child. I understood that joke and I appreciate that one.
But at least that Gatchard is behind us until they come out with V Cinemas. But Gavu is still here, and we are in the second episode of it. And so I'm good. Just like, I'm feeling it. So the thing is, it's like I wanted to get out my video much, much earlier for it, because it's like, for those of you that didn't read my pinned comments, it's like I was trying to get the Gavu video done on Wednesday or Thursday morning, and then go ahead and proceed to working on my Boom Boomger stuff. But because of the weather, a tree hit the power line. I had no power for 10 hours. And all the meat in my refrigerator went bad. And my wife's pissed because, she spent like $100 on meat literally the day before. And we just smelled it before this stream just to check it out. And it's all bad. Yeah.
Not going to make a meat joke. So, not going to do it.
So that was my Thursday. But at least I managed to get the Gavu video out, even though I was up editing, doing the last minute stuff that I was hoping to get done by like 11 o'clock in the morning. So Boom Boomger is stalled yet again. I need to catch them up so I can go back to doing the stuff that I used to do, weekly videos for both episodes. So 2 weekly videos of that. But once I get caught up, then that should be good, as long as Gavu stays as great as it is. So the first thing I want to talk about is that opening. Now that we got the opening, we got the visuals. The song's been around for a while. Yeah. So how are y'all feeling about it? Like the music, the visuals, like Mark, what are your thoughts regarding all that?
I like the visual, like when they kind of like that. Like I also like that they're kind of like lip syncing the song, the OP in the video. Like the video, it's like, I like that whole like graffiti, like where they do like the stroke tool around the characters with like a little drop shadow in there and outer glow. And I'm like, it was catchy because I didn't hear the OP beforehand, right? So like my first time hearing it and seeing everything was when I watched the episode, and I was like, well, this is really good. I like this. It's catchy. I don't know where I stand with all the rest of Reiwa OPs right now on it. I'll have to watch a couple more episodes because I've only heard it that one time. I haven't checked it out since, so I may end up liking it more. But I do like the visuals of it. The visuals of it, it's really good. I think that and Saber have like the two best visual openings.
Really?
Yeah, I like Saber's.
Really?
Yeah.
The visuals.
Saber's OP, yeah, I liked it. It was a good OP. Very green screen heavy, but it was good.
Yeah, that green screen be like triumphant over there.
They needed it. It was pandemic. It was quarantine. They needed a green screen. The green screen was on the freaking credits.
Everybody was wearing Rider suits. They didn't need the quarantine. They didn't need to stand 6 feet apart. They were all in Rider suits.
Listen, doesn't matter. You're too negative on Saber. What's better, Gatchard or Saber? Oh, we already went over that. I don't need to go down this rabbit hole.
Saber's better than Gatchard, yes.
Okay, see. Told you guys.
But yes, Ash, how did you feel about the opening?
No, I like it. I heard the song before it came out. I really enjoy it. Hearing the visuals is really good. Like I said, I like how everyone's lip syncing. It's I like when the beat drops when the villains come in. That's always really cool. Like Ryder does that. Like usually when the beat drops in, you see the villains, which is pretty cool. But it's a pretty good song. I like how you put the visuals where you have the lyrics coming up. Like it's a very appealing song, and visually it looks really cool as well. Because it goes from like really dark to really bright and does like a 180 with the visuals, like the color correction you could say. And it's like a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
The thing is, like, yeah, I haven't heard the song before. I did feel that the song was just pretty decent, like because it doesn't have like a drop the beat moment. It just changes tempo a little bit and then goes back to it.
We'll change the tempo.
But when you did hear that change in tempo, like the second that I heard that, I was like, this is when the bad guys show up. And then when they showed the visuals, I was like, that's when the bad guys showed up. Yeah, it's like it's all right there. But yeah, it's like the visuals are really what ended up selling me on it. Because the thing is, like, originally when I was working on the aesthetics for my episode 1 review, I was like, should I put like graffiti text or something like on there? Like, I don't know why, but I feel like the show's gonna end up leaning heavily on it. But I didn't have anything concrete, and then episode 2 hit me with that opening, and I was like, the graffiti on the fucking bricks, they doing it. And I was like, that completely changes the entire style to be a lot more dynamic, and I really enjoyed that. But it does have a good balance of like the drama elements, because I started getting like comparing the visuals of elements from Blade, you know, when everybody's like looking stoic and like sad and shit like that. And then they would have those moments within here where like you see Sachika out there like being sad, you see Hanto out here shedding a tear, you see Shoma out here just running all dramatically, and I'm like, ooh, this is super like drama anime vibes going on with that. But then they have the happy-go-lucky moments where they're doing a dancing choreography that just works so much with all that. So it's fantastic. I really enjoyed the visuals for that opening. Probably the best visuals, like next to 01. 01 had really good visuals for its opening as well. So anything that stood out particularly in the intro that you might think might lay seeds or foundations for anything future within the show?
I'll have to go back and rewatch it. Let me bring up my hard drive, because I think I know what you're talking about. Let me just, have I got my my special hard drive plugged in where I can watch it right now? Yes, I do. Cool.
Special hard drive.
Special.
Yeah, special. There it is. Let me just turn down the volume on VLC, or it's going to play through. Okay. Let's see. Let me.
He's like rock video.
On video. I'm playing naughty stuff.
It's like, don't worry, guys. It's just a hyena video going on in the background. Like
I gave Ash access to my Giga video, that folder.
The scene where, give me one moment, is where all the riders drop in. Is it right after that one? No, that.
Well, the thing is, it's like there's many scenes.
It's when he grabs his hand like this. So that's probably like the. Like, because what's the theory we had like last week, or you had last week, where he's probably going to end up eating like a dark confectionery, and that's going to be his like probably his berserk mode moment, possibly, that it's teasing.
And the thing is, that would be a full on like Amazon's moment, because that's that honestly like is one of the more shakier aspects on that. But yeah, it's like if they do that and they manage to nail the execution, God, that's going to be a moment for real.
Also, I feel like they already talked about it kind of in the show with some of the dialogue with him in the Grand New of the Week. When you think about how, when we get to that part, when we're talking about the episode.
Well, another thing is, Cloudy isn't here, but he brought up to me that because of the way that they're all walking on the brick walls, how, you know, they have the bubble that pops up right next to them. And right now for Shoma, it shows Gavu, and then for Hanto, it's blank curly, but we know it's going to show Valen in the future.
Yeah.
But Sachiko's got that as well. So you think that, like, what's the percentile that Sachika is going to end up becoming a writer?
Percentage? I want to say 50-50. I mean, we've had a couple of female writers.
They could do a swerve on us and bait and switch, you know?
Yeah.
And they'll just put her in like a maid outfit. I'd be down for that too. I'm just saying. And they have that
magazine with the DVD. I need it now. Give me that photo book.
But yeah, no, I'm in the like 70-30 camp, 70 towards her becoming a writer within the season. I just hope that it's properly planned and not something that's just shoehorned in. You need proper execution of these things. I hate when they just shoehorn a character into being a writer. Hikaru from Revice. Every single day of my life, I will always hate that moment in Revice. But yes, don't shoehorn in writers. Just because you know you're trying to elevate that character's stock doesn't mean you have to make him a writer right away. Make it work organically. Make that thing work.
She seems like very like bubbly and this and that and wanting to help people out constantly. So I feel like it would make sense to make her writer. But at the same time, with how she is, I feel like she'd be a good like just human companion to the group. That's just kind of like a cheerleader. You know,
but the thing is, it's like there were moments within this episode in which, you know, Shoma was acknowledging like her want to make others, you know, happy. You saw a little bit of a dark undertone in her as well. That like she's also got some drama going on, and I mean the intro also alludes to that as well. Remember, everybody's looking sad at one point in time in that intro, including her. So
true.
So yeah, let's look into what this episode had, because of course the first thing is that Sachika takes Shoma to her place of
Toriyama
business.
house.
It's that giant house that the reversible Destiny lofts in Japan. It's a real place. It's a real place.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
those
thought about
were
it in my
like.
review. I was like, I want to live there. Looks nice.
Yeah, because all I did was I just took the image of like her showcasing him the building, and I was like, rip. Okay, reverse image search. This place has got to be real. And then I pulled it up, and I was like, ooh. And then I looked at the interiors, and I was like, some swanky looking lofts. But the thing is, it's like I'm wondering if they're actually renting one of those units for the set, because the interior actually does match how the lofts look.
I feel like they are, or they just recreated it really. But like, I don't know how Toei does like their sets like that. Because like I knew they wouldn't build a whole apartment complex, so I knew it was real because I looked it up. But inside, I'm like, well, because they do a lot of real locations. Like the spa from Revice is a real freaking place. Same with the candy sweet shop from Zenkaiser and this that. Like all these places are real places. They don't. It's not like Hollywood where they'll make whole sets and everything else. You know?
No, that shit's expensive.
Yeah, like that's why everything like it's not like Beetlejuice where they built the whole entire house again just to film the movie because it's not a real house.
Yeah, and you can tell that they end up being like regular places that they just repurpose because it's like the bistro that's in Kabuto got reused in Lupat, and that was like well over 10 years after that show. So obviously it's not a build set; they're using a real location. So, but yeah, it's like she takes him over there, and the God, obviously the funniest thing about this whole thing is, of course, he's got the snacks on deck, so he's eating all the gummies first, and then the way he's popping out them gummies while sitting down was literally like he just shat himself.
Out the pant leg like that.
No, he's just like
he just did the shake. I was like, I know that shake. I know that motion.
The facial expressions that he did, I was just like, oh, bro's got like the best I just shat. I'm about to shit myself face. And it doesn't matter how many times I watched it, that shit was still funny every single time.
I have screenshots because every couple days I'll change my thumbnails. So my second thumbnail that I'm going to do for my video is not him sitting on the ledge threatening the Granu. It's going to him looking like he's shitting himself with the freaking Gochizos coming out of his pant leg.
Yeah,
what if you do the automatic YouTube thumbnail test thing instead of changing it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You could
just
upload. I don't know. When I make one, I make 3.
Yeah, well, that's what it's there for. Yeah, like I've tried it and it's worked. I don't want to say it's worked wonders, but hey, it's interesting to use.
I'll mess with it at some point. There's so many features I don't utilize.
It's fun to mess with if you've got an idea for more than one thumbnail. You feel like this one could be better and you want to try it against other ones. It's a good little feature.
Yeah.
And then they back you up with all those analytics. But yes, otherwise, it's like there was other snacks in there, real fucking food. So we get to see Shoma eat some real food. And guess what? It don't hit the gut the same way.
Nope.
So now we know regular food, just nothing. We're not going to get a hamburger Gochizo out of this. We're not going to get a Salisbury steak Gochizo.
We don't know that. We might get an upgrade and then real food.
He gets his appendix removed, and now he can process the non-processed foods.
We get the takoyaki Gochizo.
What if the add-on is literally like his appendix comes out? I mean, literally the Gavu is his stomach, so it's just like the appendix right there.
You're right.
Is that going to be like the next story arc? His appendix is going to burst, so like that's why he's like out for like the next couple.
And it just bursts out of him.
Yeah,
I was gonna say one of those insulin checkers that attaches to it. But really quick, why did they pick that sound effect for his stomach rumbling? That is like bubble gut sound effect. That is not a hungry rumble. I know that rumble. There's been mornings after my cheat meals when I make a cup of coffee and I take one sip and my stomach makes that noise, and it's not because I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, no. They legit played bubble guts music.
The beat. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, no, that's a situation where your legs falling asleep while you're sitting on the toilet. You're gonna play a lot of mobile games today.
The part that got me was next, where of course this like Sachika's near him and he grabs the bucket all stealthily, like just like I'm just gonna pop these in here. Yeah. It's just like and then he's like, like letting out like a squirt shit, that kind of thing, like the quick one, just whoop. All right, I'm back out.
Yeah.
Here we go. Gonna need some napkins to wipe off of that Gavu. Just like, all right, we're done. Oh my god, and we died.
I think you got too graphic talk. I think you got too graphic
too much
talking about that
bubble
bucket
guts.
over there.
The buckets just be hitting.
Like, can you not talk about like bowel movements? I'm like, well, it happens.
This episode just had them all going on. Like, how could I not?
The one, even as much as there was humor in the scene for Gochi's was coming out of his shorts, pant leg, and the whole grumbling, I like how subtly, well, not subtly, but just how naturally it felt of him. I was getting more backstory about his mom, why he likes sweets so much, how his mom would tell him about all the sweets she would eat, about potato chips, and they're eating.
But you saw like
warm pudding.
Yeah, no, that thing was watery as fuck. Nah.
Yeah.
That was
warm pudding would make
mud.
it more liquidy. It was like dysphagia.
That was piss soup they would eaten.
That was not. That was the most disgusting of things that I've seen on there.
And
now I'm curious because like I like how it doesn't, you know how like some, like we just had a whole season, like parental issues, mothers, father has been very prominent in the last 3 seasons, including this one. But already 2 episodes in, I'm like, all right, we kind of know a good amount just from context clues and conversation pieces. And I'm like, all right, so his mom would describe like snacks, so that's how come he gets so. Now we know why he's so excited, because he didn't have any of these, because he was eating basically dirt and water mixed together, like thrown in like the microwave.
If they even had all that,
I assume they have a microwave. I don't think they have air fryers. They're not that sophisticated. At Stomach Inc., there are no air fryers.
No, but they definitely got manufacturing plants because. Yeah, look, we finally get like the introduction to the Stomach clan, the Stomach family, whatever the hell the subs ended up saying for, whatever they had going on there, with every single one of them having like their own little role within the manufacturing of these dark treats, confectionaries, whatever the hell they had going on there. Yeah. Where of course Rango is the overseer of the entire things. Grota is the one that's in charge of the production lines. Nirab is the one that's doing pretty much the R&D for the entire thing, and the twins are the ones that are sending out the mooks out there to collect all the goods, pretty much putting in the real work going in there.
I'm so glad you know their names, because even in my review, I'm like, listen, guys, their names were just said one time. Like, give me 10 episodes, I'll know their names. Like, I was like, we had dude with the phone, the twins. We had dude who wasn't transformed, and also his belt that he used. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be up on Premium Bandai within the month.
No, the thing is, it's like now, anytime I put a bit into this video that when I say like Sheeter and Jipu, I'm just gonna play a toilet flushing and a honking horn when I say that, and it's like the stupidest but funniest thing to me when I did that, because I like heard it in my head as I said it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And the thing is, like, you see that in the video because I do play the sound effects, but no, obviously when I was recording it, there was no sound effect. But in my head, the sound effect played. Like, oh, this would be funny as fuck. Like, you see that look in my face of like, I have an idea. So yeah, that's just gonna be a reoccurring thing when it comes to that. But yeah, that's we get the introduction on there, but there's so much within the context of this. In itself, because it's like, yes, it's like they do say that their father is now dead, and then they say they got that human woman out the way. They're looking for the body of Shoma, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of attachment to Shoma, almost like they don't know that Shoma is their sibling, because I think it's pretty obviously implied that he's related to them. But then there's other things, the spice, and I'm not talking about Dune with their spices, but I'm talking about the spice for these confectionaries, because the thing is, it's like, it looks like the manufacturing for a lot of these has been already ongoing for a long time, even while Shoma was still under the custody, like with his mom. But they're looking for higher higher premium quality spice, subjects, things like that. And when they were looking at it, obviously the biggest thing that they kept alluding to was like happiness, which is obviously the biggest trope when it comes to what villains are always after in most Toku shows anyway, is the happiness of people. So I'm just like, okay, so they were probably for the longest time hunting humans that maybe were low lives, served nothing towards society. No one would miss them if they were gone, that type of thing. That's the best way that they could have gotten away with it for like 20 years or so on, was making it so no one would be missed. But now recently, it looks like since they're upping on their premium game, they're trying to go after people that are happy, such as the chick that we'll get to in a moment with Shoma helping out Sachiko with her business.
Okay, they're like, we need to start getting more for our premium line of dark treats. And I'm like, yes, the premium Bandai line of snacks. Definitely.
They really should have a make your own, like yourself as a premium snack, where they just send you like a plexiglass sheet cut out in that way, wrapped in the thing. And then you just send them a photo of yourself, and then they just put it right on it.
I instantly, when they were showing them, like, because we got to see them more up close in this episode, I was like, I could make those.
Yeah, they're not hard.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. I was like, man. I was like, the gears were turning, and I'm like, that's too much work. I'm kind of lazy.
What if he's half related? That's the thing. It's like, yes, it's like half related. He's still their brother. If like they have the same dad, they're still siblings.
Yeah.
Which is, once again, like what is mentioned in like the other aspects of things. But it's like, yeah. So it's like if he was with his mom, obviously his mom's human, but the others are full Granu, then hey, they probably were raised with, separate lives, especially since I was looking at all the actors' ages. The actors for Shida and Jipu are just 1 year older than Shoma's actor. So Shoma's actor is 19, while these two are 20. So I'm just like, relatively close in age when it comes to like, if they're going to go by that aspect within the show itself. Let's see. But will Bandai sell fake dark treats? I don't know. They didn't sell us heaven. They could have. They could have put it in a little baggie. It looked like pasteles. They could have done that, but they didn't. Let's see here. But yeah, Ash, when it comes to the villains, the Stomach Clan, what did you get from their introduction this week? And you're muted.
I like them. I think they're okay. Like, I feel like there's a lot more we can learn from them as the episodes go on. But they're, like you said, they're hunting. Like, they've been doing this for so long. Like, how have they not been caught yet? And you can tell with like Shoma on the scene, they're definitely going to be amping it up and going after more people with happiness. So they'll be targeting them. But they're like, the fact that they're a corporation is an interesting side of things. That I like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, did my print literally just fail at like 98%? Hold on, give me a second. You can keep talking.
Okay.
It's dragging it.
Marky's gone. Let's talk Massiverse.
No. Let's go. So did you catch up on Moral?
On what?
Did you catch up any more of the Massiverse stuff? Oh, he's back.
Not really. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but
and then Shoma.
And the Shoma.
What?
No, like. So I wouldn't really like these villains. I do like aesthetically. The mom, I do like. I'll just say that. I tried looking her up. I don't think she's been in a lot of things.
The mom? You mean the older sister?
No, isn't it the Spice Lady? Is she the older sister or the mom?
She's the older sister. They're all siblings.
Oh, okay then.
Ash, I looked her up. She checks out.
Yeah, she checks out.
That sounded weird, but I'm not gonna be sure nowadays.
Yeah, so they're all siblings. That's the thing. It's like Rango is the oldest sibling, followed by Grota, then it's Nirub, and then it's the twins. They're all siblings.
Okay. I forgot about that part.
Which is like, yes, according to the descriptions, it's like Shida is the youngest sister and Jipu is the youngest brother, even though they both dress very feminine. And the one that's actually played by the actress, we talked about that before. But yes, just in case anyone else in the chat is still a little confused on that aspect, that's the way that they've acknowledged it within the show. God, it burned.
We got to be lenient with Ash. He wants to call her mommy. That's why he thought the mom. Like,
no. There's only one person I call mommy. We've been over that,
right? We already
know. But no, like I want to see more of these villains and see what they do, because it looks like we'll get more of the twins. Like it looks like they're going to be interacting with Shoma next week. It looks like possibly.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like within the context of like the barely 2 minutes that they were in the show, we got so much. Like, they managed to cram so much within 2 minutes of just like having these people in here. Because it's like, they further confirm that the Granuts are wearing human faces as camouflage, which is why when they pull out their belts and they slide them in there, we see it there like properly visualized for us. The thing that got me in terms of that front was also the ending, the panning shot of the world that they're in, because it looks like they're in a world of illusion, because you've got like all these like gothic scenery areas, but then as it pans away, they go into being like sketches, almost like the world itself is fabricated, which is once again another like they planted so many seeds within like so many individual scenes that I'm just like, this is why this is a top tier episode right here. There's so much. So much. So we get Hanto back again this week, being more relevant than he was last week, because we're getting them clicks and views.
Character, such a good character. I'm really enjoying Hanto's character.
So we're getting the clicks and views on there in terms of his analysis from the previous week's outings, but there happens to be potato cam footage of Gavu's fight with the Granut during the previous episode, which alludes him to do some more scooping and takes him to Hajime's place. So since he was an eyewitness towards the entire thing, he tries to sleuth regarding the matter of the Granuts. But Hajime, once again, best kid around, because he's holding his ground. He ain't no snitch. Still holding out for Shoma, which I'm just like, yes, we need more Hajime out here, because he is one of the best supporters on there for Shoma. Like, if they take him away for a while, that's all right, as long as you make sure to bring him back. We need to have a full come around with all that stuff.
I'm glad it wasn't a one and done with him and his mom, like, because it's like he was a good character, but it was also like everything about the first episode. I'm still just like, that was such a great episode. Episode 2 is great as well, but I'm like kind of like, I hope a lot of these characters aren't just show up one episode, then they're gone type of deal. And I was like, oh, cool. If we get like a nice reoccurring supporting cast, like you said, it doesn't be every episode. If he comes back in like 10 more episodes from now or 8, like I like the idea of just a constant streamline of like regular characters that aren't riders, that aren't like actual like, supporting cast, just kind of there. Because then it kind of shows like the scope of the area they're at, instead of why is it like someone new every week? You're telling me you're in the same area you live, you're not bumping into the same person more than once? Like,
I mean, maybe the town's big, maybe it's a city, I don't know. Maybe they just live on Earth and someone lives in another part of Earth. This ain't like King Oja Earth, where everybody can just cross boundaries by just taking 2 steps to the left.
You never know. There's teleportation.
Sure. I mean, we know Shoma can get around quick, but we don't know about everybody else. So yeah, we get the scene with Shoma helping out Sachika with her friend, because it turns out that the friend that she originally had helping out this friend couldn't help out that friend, so she's gonna do it instead. But Shoma's around. He's got them gains, so he's out there helping them out with the super speed and the super strength. And once again, it's a good showcase of Shoma's attributes as just a regular person, but being able to do superhuman stuff. Even though the first episode definitely showed that off before, we get a re-emphasis of it here, that it's not just going to be like a one and done type scenario. You know how sometimes we would get this a lot in show writers, where the first or second episode after they have their changes, they would demonstrate how their super strength works by just like grabbing a bottle or something. It's just like, oh, I crushed it. And then we rarely see it again. But here it's just like, oh, wait, already 2 episodes. They just keep re-emphasizing that this is what he's like. So really good aspect there. They celebrate, and he proceeds to shit all over her box. Well, I mean, he just pops out more cochizos, and they run into her box. But still, they decorate her room. He decorates her room into her new moving place. And then, they eat ramen, he eats chips, and then pops out cochizos out of his pant legs, and they just go into that box. So I don't know. It just seems like he did them dirty.
Yeah.
Because they're just in there in that box. Only for her to end up becoming the victim of the monster of the week, the Granute of the week, which is just this night jogger out here that gets the memo and slurps up like it was nothing. Like, that was the fastest conversion to the thing that I was like, oh, that was fast. Okay. So we get all that. But the other thing, I guess we can spend some time speculating on this part, is that afterwards, Sachika does try giving Shoma a paycheck, but he's like, what? I don't need that. I just want some snacks. And then, of course, he explains the entire backstory of his mom and the snacks that you were mentioning before, Mark. But the funny thing is, up to this entire point in the episode, neither of the two have introduced each other to themselves. So, Sachika had not said her name. Shoma had not said his name. And then when Shoma says his name, it looks like he's about to say stomach. Obviously, once again, telling us that he is part of the stomach family. But then changes it to Inoue. Yeah. Because it's his mom's surname. So yeah. He ends up going based off of that, and she rewards him with a journal for him to just write all the tasty snacks that his mom had mentioned previously, so that way he doesn't forget them. And I ran it through a Google Translator, so we can look at the list of names now of all of these snacks. All right. So they didn't translate all of them, but they got marshmallow, obviously. That we already know that one. Tapioca.
Nope. The memes. Nope. Nope. That better not show up.
Soft serve ice cream.
No. Also, that's. Oh, I'm not mature enough to handle that.
What if he gets a drip from just right there? Maybe that could be for Sachika. Macaroons. We got the macaroons up in there.
I could see that. That'd be actually kind of cool.
Soda gummy we're getting already with this upcoming episode after this, so that's already there. Cheesecake is what caught my eye, because I'm just like, man, I love me some cheesecake.
That would be kind of neat.
We got rice crackers right underneath that, which I was like, okay, that's an interesting one.
Healthy snack? Like, does that count?
It's like, that's not even that heavily processed, but okay.
No.
Waffles. Get that Eggo. Y'all fuck with waffles like that?
I mean, I like waffles. Waffles are good.
Waffles cool.
All right, if they're Kodiak cake brand, because like high protein.
Waffles or pancakes? What team are you
on? Waffles.
I'm on waffles as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm on waffles.
Because when you put the syrup in there, at least like the pockets within the waffles catches that syrup. They're not just like inflating.
It's easier to make a bad pancake than it is to make a bad waffle. You could salvage a bad waffle with some good syrup and butter. A bad pancake, you taste it if it's burnt. There's no way to fix it. It's just going to taste like trash.
Veroni, you say French toast, but this is the thing. It's like even when I wasn't on keto, I have never had French toast.
You've never had French toast?
Nope. The closest thing I ever had was like the French toast sticks that they would have at Burger King for breakfast, and that was it.
That does not count. That does not count.
That's the only thing I've ever had close to French toast.
This man having French toast. You don't even know the power of a stuffed French toast will change your life.
Look, if it's as good as you say, I would quit keto the moment that it hits.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna find you a good good French toast place in your area, and I'll be like, go there, get some French toast. And it's funny. I hate cinnamon, and I love French toast, and I hate cinnamon with a passion.
Mm.
All right, and I like churros also, but like that's different. Like.
All right, so we got jelly right after waffles.
That'd be an interesting form.
The thing is, like, wouldn't it just be like his base form, just a little bit more
squishy,
runny? Yeah,
gooey.
Squishy and runny. Yeah, like a lot more.
Was it translated
bouncy.
right to jelly, or would it be Jello? Maybe because the translation's always never 100%.
Yeah, it's not, but it's just
if
like
it's Jello. I was thinking more of like the form he has now, but more bounce to it. So maybe if they punch him, it would bounce off or something like that. He would do like cool moves where he'd like get kicked, he flies back, and when he goes to hit the wall, he bounces forward and like recovers. Because
now the next one
like
confuses me because of course it didn't translate it. It's oshiruko, and I looked it up. It is sweet red bean soup, and I'm like, that's not going to give you a gochizo. That's definitely not going to give you a gochizo. That's not processed. That's just red bean soup.
All I thought of is like a form that's like the Pokemon Slugma.
Yeah. But then we got popcorn. But I'm also like, that's not even processed unless all that butter that's on there, all that butter flavoring.
Nah. You get like the Cracker Jack style popcorn, where it's got that like candy glaze on it and stuff that's hardened.
Donut.
That's a shoo-in. I mean,
yeah, that's definitely going to be it. I think they said that Valen's power-up is currently rumored to be a chocolate donut.
I'm okay with that. That's with a sprinkle machine gun. Ugh.
All right, let me see what we got for Daifuku. That is the mochi. Oh, that's the stuffed mochi balls.
Balls.
A roll cake.
That could work. Roll cake.
It didn't translate number 15, so I don't know what that is. But moving on, we got cream puffs.
Holy shit, I read that too fast. I combined 16 and 17 by mistake. I read that way too fast.
Well, add some oatmeal on there. It might be all right. It will pass the sniff test.
Apple puffs, honestly.
Okay. Apple puffs. Yeah. Never heard of apple puffs in my life.
No, that's the store brand version of Apple Jacks.
15 is apparently crepes.
Ooh, that would really work, actually. A good sweet or savory crepe. That actually be an interesting form. Because would they go the one with like the vanilla cream with like the chocolate syrup and chocolate like chips in it? There's versatility to a crepe form. They could do the strawberry and cream crepe, which is very popular in Japan.
But yeah, cream puffs. I'm just like, oh, that's gonna be a form that's probably gonna be very I guess sink your fist into.
I feel like that's gonna be very similar to the marshmallow form, probably.
Yeah, it's like it's too doubling up on that. It's just a creamier marshmallow. But then apple pie, I'm just like, that's gonna leave crumbs all over the place.
Unless it's a McDonald's apple pie.
But once again, the crust, they got to get to that center in there.
True.
I had to look up what Mont Blanc was. So it is a dessert of sweetened chestnut puree in the form of vermicelli. I don't know what the fuck. It's some noodles topped with whipped cream. So it's sweet noodles with whipped cream, which I didn't even know was a thing until right now.
Yeah.
Ohagi, which someone in chat's already saying that it's a chocolate mochi.
I like mochi.
The subs obviously get cut off, so it's like it doesn't have much there, but it says cotton candy, fire grilled something, but I'm just like, that fire grilled's not gonna do anything. So let's go to page 2 where we got candy. You ever hear of that thing, Mark? Like that's
I remember candy back in like the early 90s. That sounds
candy used to be a thing. I don't know if candy's a thing anymore. It like just the singular candy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just
one candy. That's it.
I know there's folks that were pointing at Flynn, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck Flynn is.
I was gonna say flan.
Oh, so it's apparently flan. So it's
a pudding. Nah.
Druffed chocolate. I don't know what the fuck druffed. What's a druffed chocolate?
I gotta look that up. It's a company. I don't know. Looks like a little like, I don't know. There's nothing's really showing up.
Well, outside of that, we got caramel. That's a very.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's a very that's a form, all right. That'll definitely be a form, all right. Gonna look like Nickelodeon slime up in here, except brown. Gross. That's not gonna be a good one. We got cupcake. I don't know why he put jelly beans in here because base Gavu is already feeling very jelly bean-ish.
Juicy.
But we got the
jelly beans aren't juicy. They're dry and gross.
So it might be like a harder version of the current gummy form.
Mid-season upgrade.
I don't know. I got ideas for that based off of like one of the last ones. But we do have an eclair in here. We're getting out here with the stuffed pastries. What the fuck's a Baumkuchen? It sounds like something that I would be banned for saying out loud.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say
Baumkuchen cake. Okay. It's a kind of spit cake from German cuisine. It's a tree cake or a log cake because it has so many rings around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a mocha. I don't know if that's specifically a snack.
I wonder if it's meant to translate as mochi instead of mocha because you've got all the pastries below each other or together.
Omokempi, which is just French fries. It's just fucking French fries, except their taste. They're sweet in taste. What the fuck? Okay, all right. So there are strips of candied sweet potatoes resembling French fries in appearance, but they are hard and sugary sweet in taste.
That sounds good. I like sweet potato fries.
Carinto. Let's see what Carinto is. That's sausages. It's a sweet deep fried. Whoa, it's not. Okay, it looked like sausages from the images, but it's not. It's sweet deep fried made primarily of flour, yeast, and brown sugar, and has a deep brown and pitted appearance, and takes the form of bite-sized pillows or short cylinders. So it looks like a sausage, but it's all sweet.
The jokes we could have made if it was a sweet sausage.
Get that sweet sausage on. All right, sweet potatoes, just straight up sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes so much.
Hot cakes, which is just pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know a guy named Gerard? Because apparently, I guess he was so delicious to his mom. His mom
Probably
loved him
Gerard
some
Butler.
Gerard.
He wants the
Gerard Butler,
completionist.
honestly.
No, he wants the completionist.
I don't know. Like I got a friend named Gerard from high school. I might have to hit him up. Like, were you smashing this dude's mom? Like, is there something I don't know about? Are you his dad?
Hey, and it goes in order. Look what's after that one.
Steamed buns. Some steamed buns going with Gerard out here. Gerard would definitely be the final four. Just a random ass dude just shows up going like, I heard you want to eat me. Well, I brought my steamed buns.
Maruni Henshin just made a Freddy Got Fingered movie reference, and I want to say I appreciate that.
Okay. Next after that, I guess, is Wacky. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like, did anyone get different translations than what Wacky is?
I don't want to type it in Google. Wacky
someone's
snacks.
saying that it's gelato and not Gerard.
That makes more sense.
But now
I don't even know what kind of gelato though, because there's a lot of flavors.
It's Gerard gelato. He brought the Wiggles and the steamed buns, and it's kind of wacky.
Yeah, for Madeline.
Zenion says that wacky is cookie. How does it translate from cookie to wacky? What is this, Cookie Crisp? Like, what's going on?
This is why we don't trust computer AI translations. Okay, guys? This is why we get weird stuff like Gerard steamed buns
that are wacky
and
made for, I guess, Madeline right after.
Isn't that like a old cartoon that aired with Babar, the
yes,
elephant?
Yes, I watched that. Yes,
Babar was a shit.
What's Madeline supposed to be?
Aren't those cookies like the weird cookies with like the sandwich type cookies that have like the little?
I don't know cookies like that.
Them? It's like a biscuit and then like a thing and then like another like biscuit, which is like not biscuit like breakfast.
Oh, like I see. They look like seashell nuts.
Probably. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of snacks.
See, they come from France. They have a distinct shell-like shape. They would just got regular ass biscuits. Yeah. Biscuit doesn't excite me. And then brownie. Mark knows about them brownies.
Yeah, I do. And know about the popping gummies.
Raw chocolate. Wow, definitely taking it out there. They want that raw.
That's Valid's upgrade form. He's like, you thought my chocolate was powerful before, now it's raw.
Yep. Straight up cocoa. It's just like
I just need to know. I just need to know what the gun makes a noise for the henshin, because like honestly, if the belt says eat gummy and then he's going and Valen's going to put the raw chocolate in and it's saying raw over, I'm like, I just need to know.
What if it just says like raw fight the power? Like I would get that girl in the gun.
Eat it raw. It's like no.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're talking about raw cookie dough, by the way, you guys. Like not.
We got the canale, whatever this is. It's another French pastry, flavored with rum and vanilla.
Is that the thing that looks like a straw?
It looks like. Hold on. It looks like this.
That looks gross. I'd probably eat one. Zenian, I watch a lot of British, like in UK shows as well as US stuff. So like I get a lot of their freaking like terminologies. Like I say biscuits all the time now for cookies. It's obnoxious because people like I haven't been over there, so I don't know why I'm using their terminology and slang and words.
Yeah, also biscuit, like biscuits and gravy. Oh, yeah, well,
dude, country sausage biscuit gravy.
We had another form over here that would probably be very weak and just easy to tear through. Moose.
feel like that's the after effect of him eating a lot of chocolate.
They put a Bavarian here. The first thing that popped up for me when it came to Bavarian was Bavarian cream.
There's a word after that.
And then Bavarian cream donut. And then Bavarian pretzel. And then Bavarian mountain hound. But we ain't eating dogs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. No, sorry.
My God. At Spirit Halloween, right, they had candidate masks and they're big styrofoam versions of the head. And you put it on and it has like the two-way vision so you could see out of the eyes of them. I almost bought it because it was $10. And I was going to not turn my camera on and I was be like, they're eating the gochizos. And I was going to do the whole thing. And I was like, all the snacks. And I was like, nope. And I don't want to, because I got my voice changer at work finally.
They eat the gummies. They eat the snacks.
This guy, Mark, I heard about him. He eats all the gummies. He's always high. It's like, yeah, kind of.
Yep. But yeah, chewing candy, once again, very, very specific out there. Like, God, could you be even more specific than chewing candy?
I was going to say gum, but gum is next. So I don't.
Can you just imagine the gochizos? Like, how weird would that sound? Eat the gum. Eat the gum.
He would just like, but okay, so he has to eat the food for like the gochizo to come out, but like gum, you don't swallow your gum.
Exactly. So, he would have to have accidentally ate it. He probably doesn't realize that he's not supposed to swallow it and swallows it.
I'm just confused. Like, and I said in my review, like, I'm not sure the rules for the gochizos of like what food, because we know the bento doesn't do anything. Because I'm like, some of the stuff is not snacks or candy or anything like that. Like, some of them are actually like could be considered like a course of a meal, like a dessert. And I feel like there's a difference between like getting a restaurant dessert and getting a snack at home or at a convenience store. And some of the stuff isn't even like sugary or a snack in general. So I'm like, I'm curious.
Did this stream that?
Like,
for some reason, it's showing 0 for me.
It did that before, and then it went back up to 70. It did like a visual. It was because I had it open and it was still at 7. It was just a visual glitch. Like,
because right even the chat on like the
it's hung up. But I'm looking at right now. It says 75 on YouTube, so it's just
very weird
stream.
But yeah, so we got gum. This is the one that completely stood out to me because this is the one that I feel would be a proper power up. Because you think about it, it's like gum's not your conventional food, but at the same time, it's more resilient than any of these other things in here. Like, it's not gonna break off like the gummies, or it's not gonna like chip like the chips do. Like, this is something that if you punch, your hand's probably gonna get stuck in, and would really probably make them super stretchy.
It's Talk Studios acting up because like the chat is far past what we have showing up on the screen.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like what we got showing up in like on the visuals here on screen, like the chat looks moving, but the last thing, the what we see in Talk Studio, I just see like Xenion. Yeah, that's it. So yeah,
that's
saying raw as in cocoa beans. See, that's the last chat we have over here.
Yeah,
but yeah, so gum is the one that's like the big standout for me when it comes to the potential forms with this, just because of how resilient it would be comparative to everything else that we've got over here. Yeah. But then after that we got shrimp crackers, and I'm just like,
oh, that'll be good. I love shrimp crackers. That form, I could already see the form. You know those weapons you use that are like the 2 circle ones that they hold from like what's his name from Soul Calibur has them, and then you use them in one of the Suikoden games. I was just like, he could have those, and they're shaped like shrimp. Like, shrimp crackers are so delicious. You can get them spicy, you can get them sweet. I'm all on board for shrimp crackers. I'm getting a form.
We got Watabi Mochi, and I just had to look this up, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what are these watery looking gelatin balls with some powder on there?
It's delicious. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, it's apparently sweet and refreshing. And I hate how this thing starts off with Doro Doro, discover the sweet and refreshing world of Watabi Mochi. And I'm like, you calling me out? Wait, what? Because it's often associated with the term Toro Toro, which describes rich and creamy foods that melt in your mouth. Well, I guess I got a new use for my last name now. Going to use that one later on. But yes, it's quite the interesting one there. I'm looking up the usage of this. Bracken starch, roasted soybean powder, sweet soybean flour, ice cubes, sugar, and water. That's it? Wow. Okay. All right. A souffle, which the big thing about that one is that one would be fragile, because the thing about souffles is as they're rising, you can't make a lot of noise or else they're going to sink and droop down, which is not good at all. Sakura mochi. So many mochis. They really got all the mochis in here. And this one, oh, this is what I saw the Kikinoids out here cooking up. It's got that nice pink color too. Definitely an interesting one. And then Zenzai. What is Zenzai? Okay, so this is another sweet red bean soup with mochi. And finally, ice cream yet again. So we had soft serve ice cream, but now we just got regular ass ice cream. So that's a lot of mochi that we got in here.
Yeah, I just want to say, with how they release the actual gimmicks to buy, I do not want all these to be a thing. Because the regular Gochizos come in that, this like 3-pack like this. And that's a lot to separate them out into 3. And then when it comes to the GP line, which is like the candy toy line where you got to put the stickers on them, you get 2 Gochizos and 3 Legend Rider Gochizos. And usually the 2 that are included are like previous versions that were DX ones. So like the newest release one comes with punching or popping gummy and kicking gummy. And then it comes with Blade and Majade and X-Aid. So it's like, I'm not looking forward to if all of these actually come into Gochizos, because that's
that would, a lot of money. That's the other thing, because you're mentioning the punching and the kicking gummy. It's like, how many of those are going to be, how many of these are not only going to be made into Gochizos, but then they're going to have variants that would lead to those finishers.
So they already have variants too, because you can get variant versions of all of these that are coming out at the end of the month, where they'll have a different design on the outside and on the faces. So it's like chase variants, like with the Funko Pops that come in the can. So basically they're already doing that with the Gochizos, and those are starting in 2 weeks. They're going to start releasing. So there'll be blind bags just like this, but you could either get the regular Full Malo or you can get the chase variant version. And I'm like, this is going to screw me over, because if I get a variant one, I'm like, well, I still need the regular one. But from a standpoint of all these forms, I was like, are we really going to get like 50 plus forms? I don't know. I really don't. I hope we don't, honestly.
I hope not, because of course, with budgetary constraints and things like that, I do feel that because of the variations that we've got on here of what could already be around, I can literally see different colored versions of suits that we already have technically take their place, because base Gavu in different colorations would work for, say, like tapioca, for jelly, so there's several of these that they could end up making, just changing the color on them, because they probably made multiples of these suits anyway.
It's like like we said, the Cream Puff one could easily be another version of the marshmallow form.
Yep.
So I don't think there's going to be that drastic of variations. I just hope we don't get that many, because I don't want this to be a freaking Wonder Ride book situation where, like, next thing you know, I have like way too many gimmicks laying all around.
You're gonna be in a bathtub if I get filled with Gochizos, and you're just gonna be like, I shot myself.
These are easier to sell the dupes of than it is for the freaking which one all you could eat buffet, and then I'm just in a bathtub full of Gochizos. Like, what happened? It's like, I toured Willy Wonka's factory because I had a golden ticket. Just fill the bathtub full of the chocolate ones.
That would be that's how Gavu gets. That's how Shoma gets his power up. He just goes to Willy Wonka. They have a crossover, and he just chows down, and just has good Cheezos for days. They end up replacing the Oompa Loompas.
I love the Go Cheezos so much. I like that they're their own characters in the show. I actually like that.
Definitely, like the Pikmin vibes are all there.
Yeah, I decided to look into what Pikmin was because I've never played the games, and I was like, okay. I was like, I understand the comparison and the references now.
And they will willingly die just to get your goals on there, even though sometimes they will be drowning in water and all that stuff. Ash, which one of these stands out the most to you in terms of these, and which ones like would you want to see forms of that we don't already know?
I definitely want to see the
Gerard form.
The Gerard form, yes. The sweet potatoes ones I want to see. Maybe the eclair one would look cool as well. The apple pie form would look cool because you could like do a lot with that form, like have the sort of like the holes of the apple pie in there, and sort of have it steaming out. That'd be cool. I like that'd be cool to see. What else could we see? Cupcakes. You can have the bad guys just out there to look for a cupcake.
You like your apple pie warm?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta have it steaming.
Yeah.
All right. I like how we're just started all snacking it down. I think that's the issue of this show. This show does make me hungry.
Oh yeah, no, I so we went out today, like went to Costco and this and that, but I don't care. It's not doxing myself. Out here in San Diego, that we have a lot of great Asian grocery stores. We have, Mitsuya Market, Tokyo Central, Book Off, and this and that. So obviously I had to go over to Tokyo Central, and I was like, bro, I got to get some bentos now. I've had a bento in so long, and then I'm like, oh, let me grab some mochi. And then I got that one, the bread that has like the flavor filling in the middle, and then I was like, oh, and then I got some candy toys because they have sodas there, and I was like, every time I watch the show now, I'm like, man, I don't snack. Like, I don't eat like candy and stuff. I eat like, like chicharrones and protein chips and like the chicken chips and stuff like that. I don't eat like candy, but now I'm just like, man, I go for some mochi. I can go for some.
Well, that's why I find snacks. Like the different kinds of snacks that I can work with because I got some nuts. I got the new Trails nut granola, cocoa.
I saw that.
Sweet and crunchy. It's so good.
My snacks, the Hatch chili chicharrones, and then
I've had those.
Got to get the buffalo chicken chips. Like these, Costco had them on sale, $4 a bag. I was like, bro, gotta get them.
I do like me those wild chicken chips. Really good. And what are you snacking on over there, Ash?
Yeah, what's that?
What's that Aussie snack that we've never heard of before? Shapes?
These are shapes. These are little biscuits with seasoning on them. So this is pizza.
They're kind of like, what are those things? The Cheez-It baked ones, almost like the crisps.
That's what they look
in
like.
A way. Yeah, well, they're baked biscuits, you could say.
I like.
Now, do y'all over there call chips crisps?
So I'm still eating. No, we do not. We are not British like that.
Okay, all right. Just need
crisps are a thing, though. Crisps are a brand.
Yeah, I know, but we don't call them that. We don't call them that. Just like how you like Americans call like burgers sandwiches.
No, we call burgers burgers.
I do not call burgers sandwiches. Who told you these lies about us?
No, there's some places that like Popeyes, they call it like a chicken sandwich.
No, because it's a chicken sandwich. It's not a chicken burger. Yeah,
there's no such thing as a chicken burger. There's only been one chicken burger ever.
A burger. Yeah, and burgers got to be made out of ground beef. It's like yeah.
The burger is why they call
it hamburger.
I apologize for my misinformation.
I think the issue is like when people say that you're having like a chicken burger, that's when I have problems. It's a chicken sandwich, but then it's like a hamburger is a hamburger. It's a beef patty, with the buns and all the fixings on there. Now, if you call it
Lots of pickles.
if you call it a burger sandwich, then that's weird. If you call it a ground beef sandwich, that's also weird.
Yeah. Now you can have a meatloaf sandwich, which is amazing, but a lot of people don't know about that struggle meal, where you just don't have food. Your grandma makes meatloaf, and next thing you're like, oh, I want something to eat, a snack. Takes a slice of it, heats it up, puts it between two pieces of bread. You got a meatloaf sandwich.
You had the luxury of meatloaf. I had rice and beans on white bread
sandwich right now. We would call this a burger in Australia.
But why would you call it a burger? Is literally the food debate.
The thing is the burger. The burger itself is a secret ingredient. If it was Iron Chef. Also, we had meatloaf because we supplied our own beef, so we didn't have to go out and buy any. We had a field full of hamburgers and steak, ripe for the picking.
Yeah, no. Mom's leftover rice and beans, smushed that between two pieces of white bread, and that was breakfast sometimes for me. So
my favorite would do rice and beans and put it in a tortilla. I'm just like, whatever, throw a slice of cheese on it, and I'm like, it's almost like a real burrito.
Hey, if it works, it works. So
it's tasty. But no, these I'm looking at this list, and I was like trying to look online to see if like anyone who spoke Japanese or that fully had like a more detailed translation. It hasn't been broken down yet, but like, man, like I'm kind of want to like a lot of these forms I do want to see though.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. It's like the second I saw that page, I was like, screenshot, cool. Let me get that translation on this. I gotta see what this is. So, because I know the other one was just Shoma going into detail on what the popping gummy specifically, like he saw attributed to. So it looks like he's having his own, Pokedex entries for all the Gochizos that they'll probably sell with the premium, the CSM version of the Gavu Henshin belt. It's just going to be that with straps and then this notebook, Shoma's notebook. Not like there hasn't been precedent for this because we did get that with Kira Major, where we got the notebook. So yeah, that's enough about those snacks that Shoma's been written down because the big thing on here is we got the fight because his Chips Gochizo go to get him and take him to where old girl got snatched up by the guy, and they're fighting, they're doing their things, but he's gonna need that help of the chips on there, and he transforms into the chip form, which honestly, as much shit as I gave this form back when we were first seeing it, like seeing it in motion, I still don't like the face because the face really looks like flat as fuck. But I would say the chip texture that they put on there looks cool. That's nice.
I also like the whole gimmick for the sword where he was like hitting it, they're breaking. He's like, oh, I have to hit it. And he goes back to his mom describing it's thin but it's still crunchy with crisp. And before the Henshin, there was one line from the Granute that stuck with me when he's like, oh, you have a red Granute. And I was like, so they know about what his Henshin belt is.
Well, yeah, it was the same thing. It was the same thing in the first episode. Yeah, everyone keeps pointing it out, and in the preview for the next episode, they show it again.
And I'm just like, more of that lore. I'm like, if they know what this is, he can't be the first one to ever have one then.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's face it. In this world, his mom ain't the first one to sleep with an alien. If we had the opportunity, I'm sure you guys would. I know I would in a heartbeat. That's why I'm like, Elon Musk, when we go to Mars, like, let me be on the first ticket. I want to be the first one to get an alien. Like,
well, the thing is, if you at least do it on Earth, you can at least say welcome to Earth once you're done. Just pop it off that way.
Time like Will Smith did in Independence Day.
Yep. Donkey punch. Right in there. So, welcome to Earth. Yeah, these live streams be going wild. All right. So
I was just gonna quote all this one-liners from Independence Day. Like, that's what I call a close encounter. And it's just No, I did think that's really cool. Like I'm like all the stuff they keep saying, even though it's like like the same thing was said in the first episode, it's still kind of like keeping it in the forefront. Like, hey, don't forget, we said this in the first episode, but this is still a thing. Like the reason why I'm still like cautiously optimistic is we're only 2 episodes in. We don't know what will get forgotten or pushed to the wayside from a lore or hinting at standpoint. But I was like, at least I appreciate the fact that like you said earlier, there's a lot going on, but we get so much already. We've gotten so much information. We haven't gotten a lot of fleshed out, but we're getting like bullet points already to then go back and touch on later on. And I'm like, especially with that fight, especially especially during the fight, like you could see when they're like, oh, you're like, every time it brings up that he's a monster too, it's just like, and you see that fight and how he the trash talking at one point when he disappeared and this and that, and I'm like, he's not this happy-go-lucky all the time main protagonist like we usually get. Like they're already hinting, well, not even hinting, you can tell he's got like an edge to him. No pun intended on the chips.
Oh yeah. No, but really the chips, like figuring out how his gimmick worked, that's nice because it's nice seeing someone discover their skill set, because it's like Shom already knows that he's got super speed, super strength, and stuff like that as just himself. But he's discovering a new form, and he takes time out to literally just figure out the angles of the weapons and making it work. And that's honestly a really cool thing, just to really see someone figure out their powers in real time and then completely executing on the task. Which
it's got to close the viewer because we're learning what his powers are too at the same time. So it's kind of cool to like go along with that. It's not because one of the things I always complain is not just in Toku, it's in superhero stuff, comic book stuff, any action movie that where someone like instantly gets something new, like a weapon or power, anything they've never had before, and instantly they're just like a master of it. And it's like, no, he made like I was like, that always is something that
like transmuting a whole planet just all of a sudden. I mean, it's crazy.
That's why I tell everyone the best superhero related show ever is Smallville, because we learned the powers as he did along the way. We just don't count season 5 or 6 in half of 4.
Well, I've never seen Smallville, so
you what? Like peak.
I didn't get into CW shit until Arrow.
Well, Arrow wouldn't have been a thing if it wasn't for Smallville.
Okay, cool.
Smallville's peak.
Either way, yeah, he actually gives this Grenu a chance. He literally says, like, give up eating these dark snacks and just, and I'll let you be out your way. And he's just like, nah, why would I? These things are delicious. And it's like, all right. And he busts face. And that's the thing with another refreshing thing is that he's actually completely murking these guys. Like, they are destroyed. He's not freeing a human from the clutches of something else. Like, this is the monster just completely gone. The monster was the villain. The monster is gone. They're done.
What were those? Those were from Saber, what, the Megids or whatever, where it was like, later on when it was like humans that were, it's like, no, there's that Revice. I don't remember. It's been a while. I smoked a lot.
Yeah,
no,
that's
no Saber with the Megites.
Yeah.
But
so it's like
great thing.
Yeah,
it's like he did it episode 1. We got it again episode 2, and I'm just like, oh, this is just a reoccurring thing. He's just gonna have this body count.
Oh yeah, I just hope it. As of right now, because we are 2 episodes in, so I'm like, I hope it's not a monster of the week every week type of deal. But I was like, we're still setting up. We're introducing characters. We're still doing world building. So,
well, the thing is, for things like Heisei 1 as well, we did have monsters of the week from time to time. But the thing is, it's like they were the B plot to the A plot of the overarching narrative. And that's how I feel like what they're doing with Gavu right now. This is not like, oh, the plot is literally, them helping this girl move in and then she becomes the target. That wasn't really the A plot. That was the B plot of this episode, because it wasn't at the forefront. It was in the background. And
it's not like we have the Stomach Inc. people sending the monsters after Shoma. It just happenstance that he's in the vicinity. And 2 weeks in a row, it's someone he's interacted with. But other than that, coincidentally, it's not like, okay, this guy with the red Granu is around. Let's go find him here. Go send our wolf monster after him. Go send this weird dude who just stares at people and wears weird glasses. Go send him next. Like, it's not like that at all, which is nice.
But the thing is, it's like, yes, it does lean into the fact that they are trying to get these more premium product that are people that have just gotten happy. And yes, Shoma did just influence this girl's life for the better. But also in episode 1, it's like, now, especially after the end of episode 1, that Shoma did have a positive impact on Hajime. So the fact that Granute was targeting him all of a sudden and found him to be like the target was literally just because that kid just got extra happy by making a friend, even though he wasn't outwardly showing it. It looks like they can look more towards your inner emotions and figure out, like, yes, this kid right now is probably the happiest he's been in a while. And you don't really get that in episode 1, figuring out that Hajime is that way until the very end. And more so this episode, once they explain, or at least give the illusion to what premium product is, which I think is a nice touch because it retroactively makes a lot of notes from episode 1 just hit much better. And that's good writing right there. That's some good shit. If they can keep this up, this is going to be a fantastic season. But yeah, it's like we got to see what it goes on from here. But the next thing is Hanto, once again, we find out that his mom got snatched 18 years before. And that's the entire reason why he's looking after this monster. And it's kind of alluded to now that the drawing that he's been carrying around from this Granute is actually the drawing that he made when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just drawing down the monster that he saw snatch up his mom. Now, the thing is, when I slowed down the footage and I looked at it over and over again, the Granute doesn't eat his mom and make her into, the spice thing. No, he literally just grabs her and you see her under his arm, and that's it. So he just kidnaps her, meaning that there is a possibility that she might be alive. But also the fact that it's like looking at the timetable of events here, if they do go based off of Shoma being 19 years old, like his actor, and this event happened 18 years before, first of all, obviously big call out that this is not Shoma's mom. Him and Hanto are not half siblings unless they age him down. But at the same time, it's a different actress. Why would they already got an actress for Shoma's mom? Why would they have a different actress to play Hanto's mom if they were half siblings? Not the case at all. Now, whether or not they're cousins, that's a whole different thing, but we're not going to get into that can of worms. But otherwise, it's like his mom gets snatched up, but because of that, I'm feeling that it might have caused maybe a meeting between Shoma's mom and Hanto's mom, and maybe why they stopped getting premium product for the longest time. Because remember, it's like the callback to meeting the Stomach Clan is that they haven't been hunting premium product for like the longest time. But now with their father out the way, they can. And then if you think 18 years ago, was Hanto's mom the last premium product that they got before all that? So really there's a lot of things going on here, but then the big thing is right after he sees Shoma as Gavu fly above him, and that kind of sets him off, and Gavu's not taking Sajika up on the offer to stay at her place, even though she's DTF, but hey, whatever. And that's the episode. That's a really good ass episode.
Yeah.
I know.
But also like how you said that last week's gave you Akito vibes. Didn't like I want to say like maybe a little bit of Fire's vibes go. Oh, no, I can't say it. No, wait, can I? It's 20 years. Can I say it?
I guess, yeah.
It looked like a wolf. It looked like a wolf when Hunter's mom got snatched away.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they seem to. I guess there's no proper uniformity to the Granute because of course last week we had the dog, and then this week we had, what was it, an octopus thing? I just saw tentacles.
Yeah,
like whatever. But then when you look at the actual Stomach family themselves, there's no real like even though they're the Stomach family. and their siblings, they don't have a uniform look to them. Because they did show us the glimpses of all of their Granute forms, and the twins are the ones that mostly stand out because they look like cats. But then it's just like Nirib, when we saw him, he wasn't a cat. And like Niter was Grota or anything like that. So I'm just like, it's weird. And chat's not even moving on both sides now, so I have no idea what's going on.
Sorry, chat, we're not responding to you enough.
Because we can't see shit.
Yeah,
oh, now all of a sudden that I mentioned that, now shit's moving.
I was still not moving on my end. I was watching it on
they say it's reused. It's reused part suits for the Granute that took Hanto's mom. Okay. Well, I mean, if it works, it works. So yeah, I really do feel that this episode gave me a lot more than episode 1, because episode 1 was really more bombastic, but that's the way that most episode 1s typically are. It's like they focus a lot more on the action sequences of things. But then this episode brought it down a bit, but gave us more backstory, more focus on the characters, which is why I prefer this one over episode 1 in the way that everything was presented on here. But episode 2, how's the feelings for this? Because I do feel that this is the most hype people have been about Kamen Rider in a good bit.
Definitely. Like I said, I'm still being like cautiously optimistic. I mean, the first 2 episodes alone are some of the best first 2 episodes we've had in Reiwa. Like, I think Zio can agree with me because we've been watching since early Heisei every year. It's almost like a return to form, but it's still really early on where I can't like compare it to that style. But I am liking that it isn't so bright all the time. Like, we got a fight scene already. Even little things like the freaking Zaku chip freaking Gochizo's freaking running away, and then they found out about the monster, went back and got Shoma. Like, little things like that. I'm like, I like the fact that we actually have a gimmick that isn't just like, this is what the chemis should have been. You know, like, there's personality to these, the Gochizos. And I'm like, 2 episodes, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see all the different types and how they react. It's one of those ones where it's like, I'm in no hurry to get all the answers to all the questions I have. Every episode, I'm getting more questions, but they're questions already branching off of points that have been brought up. Like Hanto right now, one of my favorite characters on the show. Once I saw, like, he had the drawing back out, and we realized that's his drawing from when he was a kid. Now I'm thinking back to the first episode. This whole entire time, I'm like, I thought he just had some kid's drawing that he was going on questioning a monster. Now I'm like, he was that kid.
He's been investigating this entire time. Yeah.
And the fact that we technically already got 1 victory for him, because it validates his feelings of the last 18 years, because he saw Gavu. So now I'm like, okay, we don't have to keep this whole mystery of him like hunting it. Now he knows they're real. Now he needs to get the defined proof to show everyone. But at least he's vindicated in that sense.
It's really good, just the fact that it retroactively does make a lot of plot points from episode 1 feel better. And that's the thing. It's like future episodes should make past episodes retroactively better in that sense and not worse. Now, the thing is, like, obviously this is only 2 episodes in. There's a very possible aspect that the show could end up hitting a brick wall, and then something gets introduced that retroactively makes all the episodes fundamentally bad. But right now, in the moment of where we are at right now, I'm just like, this is good. Like, I'm enjoying this, even though I normally do go into a lot of these shows very cautious. But the thing is, it's like in the situation with Godchard and Geets and things like that, it's just like, yeah, it's like you may have like a strong start, but maybe you're floundering. And then we get to Godchard, and it's just like, this is a very mid start. And, you know, it's kind of wavering between these episodes. But here, it's like we at least have the peace of mind knowing that this show was in production for a while, and they have already filmed about half of the show before it even premiered. So that means quality-wise, I'm anticipating that at least up until like the 23 to 25 mark, that the show stays consistent. If we see something suddenly happen at like that episode 26 mark or something like that, then we'll know what happened. It'll literally be the reactions to the first few episodes. If they were a negative, and Toei just said, calm your shit down. You're doing too much. So I don't know. It's still looking good. We'll see how the next episode pans out. But once again, we from the preview alone, it looks like we've got the possibility for a lot of things being in there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I'm leaning more towards like I feel like the show is just gonna be really freaking good. Like, and the thing is, like, objectively from a factual standpoint, there aren't really like horrible seasons. Like I've seen people recently defending Gotchard that actually raised some valid points for why they liked it. So I was like, I can't fault you if you like something. I'll defend shows I like. This one though is already like from the concept to the OP to just how they're filming some of the stuff to how all the actors are in this and that. I'm already like, all right, this like for me, I'm like this is already my favorite Reiwa season from where I am 2 episodes in compared to all the other shows 2 episodes in. This is, doing it for me more than any of the previous 5 seasons did.
Like you feel like you already get the characters, you already understand how they are in a way, and you can get the tones of what they're trying to hide from each other as well. Like all of that is present here, and these guys are nailing it when it comes to the execution of their character roles. From all sides, because it's not even them, but even from what we got with the Stomach Gang and even like the Monsters of the Week, they're selling like their villainous aspects to it all. And even, I guess, the one-off characters like that girl that Sachiko was helping out and so on, like they all played their roles well.
Yeah. And we have 2 characters that are named after the same name as 2 Blade characters. So I'm like, hey, I'm here for it.
So it's good stuff, and I can't believe we talked 2 hours pretty much about it. And
we've talked more in the last 2 Fridays about Gavu than we did the last like 3 months combined of time for Gotchard. Okay?
I don't know, like we were shit talking that last episode of Gotchard for
quite a while. I don't count shit talking. I'm just saying us like actually recapping and discussing the actual show and not just being like it's butt cheek lettuce.
But that's the thing, is like there's literally so much to dissect of this singular episode that we could talk for that long. And that doesn't even count the amount of hours I put into Discord calls with folks talking about these episodes already.
I saw you guys in the Discord calls while I was like at work and this and that. And I'm like, I can't go to my desktop. It's too hot. I don't trust turning on my computer right now because it's way too hot and I don't want my video card to die because it's expensive and I don't want to buy a new one.
It's just nice. Like Kamen Rider is fun again. Like we're enjoying it. I think as a community, everyone's enjoying this right now. I haven't seen any Gavu detractors. If they're saying stuff, it's normally like clickbaity titles usually. But for the most part, I think everybody is enjoying the show for what we got right now, and I can only hope that it maintains that momentum.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone at all like being negative about it.
No, I haven't either, but then again, I'm not on social media because I'm at work every day. So,
well, I mean, on my Discord server, some people can be hypercritical to the point that they take things personal, and they're like, "Man, this is great." I'm like, "Look at y'all out here being chillax about this show for once, not acting like it murdered, your in-laws or your parents or your
break your arm,
or they're out here like eating the dogs and they're eating the cats and but they're not. Like Gavu's not out here eating any of that stuff. He's just eating the gummy and eating the chips.
And I'm definitely probably going to get me a driver next payday.
I'm gonna start looking at Amazon Japan right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, for the driver, it's on HobbyLink Japan for like $57.
Yeah, go to HobbyLink.
Is their shipping still outrageously dumb?
It's not as bad as it was, but I can send you a coupon code to get 5% off.
Yeah.
Really quick, I found
That's the
a
only-
store that's gonna make me win Toku debt, and I put the link in private if you want to pull up the photos on stream. Yeah, I'm winning Toku debt because I'm destroying this place. It's getting all my money. I just googled how far away it is from me. Luckily, I did all that work on my car, so I'm
let me see what this is for any Toku fans of the launch. Oh my Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I'm gonna be spending some money. If you want to send me, since you got your 3D printer, you want to send me my crown. I'll take it in advance.
Look, shit.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
California, right? Just outside of LA. I'm putting my whole paycheck in there and my nuts.
Holy crap! You got some lighting collections in there. Ones that I need.
Like, this legit looks like a convention like showroom.
Yeah.
Like
it's a where.
Oh,
I looked it up. It's basically like in like the area how the shops are. That's kind of like how they are. It's like a warehouse shop, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm going in raw chocolate. That's dangerous. I'm
wait, but the price on some of these, why is this cash at $125?
Listen, I ain't going there for cash ads, okay? Plus, it might be $12.50. The zero might be rubbed off on it. Who knows? Like,
no, that's $125.49 if I'm looking at that correctly.
Listen, and guys, I've been investing.
These ride watches are $50.
I got my lapel mic attachment for my phone, so I can do some Toku toy hauls. I'm gonna go there, and we're gonna.
Icons are 40 to 35. That's all right. That's not so bad.
Well, like a lot of places too, like when they set their prices for a lot of the older gimmicks, they don't update the prices if they've been sitting there for a while, which I notice. Because I've seen, like if you go to like Anime Jungle or in LA, they always go to like PMC and other conventions. When you go in there, you can get DX belts out of the box, like in their store for like 40 or 50. But when they're at conventions, they're charging $20 to $25. So it's like, depending on what you're specifically looking for, you will end up overpaying. But
Deckham Master's SP license is $195. That ain't even Memorial. This is literally just a DX.
A DX from 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they're not going to update they're not going to go through their whole entire inventory and go over the prices. I deal with a lot of shops like this. You can take.
They got the Gold Ranger Zeonizer. Fuck.
Yeah.
And look to that's just a Die Ranger Aura changer. I need that shit.
Look right in that green box right next to it from Zoo Ranger right there. I'm like, so what you could do is you could literally take one of those boxes, be like, hey, it says $195, and you can go up and be like, hey, like, what can you do about this price? And then they'll actually look it up and be like, oh, it dropped in value drastically, and they'll usually cut you a deal if you're like chill about it.
All right, so that's some stuff they got going on over there. That's a lot of money. Have you all been catching up on Boom Boomger?
No.
I didn't watch last week or the week before.
I think like I'm just gonna watch Boom Boomger in batches. I know I need to try and keep up with the stream.
I will say, like, yeah, lap 3 is off to a really good start with everything going on here. They're finally tying in a lot of, without spoiling things, they are definitely tying in to a lot of the stuff that we've seen build up before. Some character reveals, shit going back. Like, it's good stuff.
No, I watched the first episode of lap 3. The second, I guess. The one after the big twist at the end of
yeah.
But yeah,
second episode, not the latest one. Yeah.
But I haven't watched this week's episode because I might watch it in batches because it sounds like it's something that you have to watch back to back and sort of like
they do work very well in tandem with each other. So yeah, hopefully I'm able to cover that tomorrow. If not, then I'm probably gonna just end up quadrupling up on videos. But that's the thing; it's like at least one episode is just a recap, so I'm not too worried about it. There is one thing that since we're talking about toys, we didn't cover this last week because we were all too hype into the Gavu train like we were today. But there were some toy lines that were showcased off that I'm highly, vastly disappointed in.
Is that the DX Robo?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about.
These things that I'm just like, what? So yeah, the DX Robo line is their new robot line, and we got Go Onger, we got Go Tiger.
It's like a cheaper version of
and they're more interchangeable.
Well, the thing is,
why they're doing this, right?
I mean, look, they're definitely very interchangeable with what we've gotten with B and B because that's the inner frame. That's the exact same inner frame that B and B has. It's just armor that's clipped on there.
Yep.
And sure, it allows you to mix and match different type of things, but yeah, see, like this, it's like you just mix and match, make it work the way that you want it to.
It's because it's easier than making new molds and re-releasing all their stuff. And now they're all uniform and like scaled in the same height. Because the SMP line right now for all the old school Robos and like the Shoto Supers, they're so popular. But the price point of those SMPs, the live man ones, like ruined me. Like I think that set alone with like the big wonky turtle and everything else like cost more than most of my Kamen Rider stuff. These, on the other hand, like I think it's neat. Like they're interchangeable because now you can do a lot of like what if stuff. They're not overly cheap from like a quality standpoint compared to like other stuff, and it's better than getting the mini plaws because now you don't have to sit there and build stuff like a model kit and put all these stickers on it. These are just fun, and it's for those who are fans of shows but don't want to waste a lot of money and they just want something on display for their favorite shows, or if you want eventually down the road all the Robos from all of Super Sentai on display, this is your cheapest method.
Yeah.
But listen, Mark, last year with King Oger, they introduced us to a new line that I guess ended up becoming a 2 and done with the full action line.
Okay, they've been doing this like Super Sentai is getting the Kamen Rider treatment that they've gotten the last 4 years, where they keep coming up with these new lines for just the season itself, and then it fails. Geats had the Revolve online or the Revolve change line, which they're still releasing them for. The Buffa Plosion Rage just came out, but those failed. Revice had the ones where was kind of like what they did with Deno, where you could get the base forms and you can clip off the pieces and add the other armors to them and build all the different forms for Revice. As long as you bought the Rex base form, you could buy all the different pieces and get the skateboard and the kangaroo. Like, so every season now, since Revice, they've been doing that. They didn't do anything with Saber for obvious reasons, and before that because of the pandemic. But like, they're definitely trying something new every year with Kamen Rider for toys. Like right now for Gavu, we're getting that action figure line that's comparable to SH Figuarts, but they're fully posable, high detail, and they're like half the price. This Sentai, they haven't really tried a lot, and they did with King Oger with that action line, but that from my understanding, it didn't do well. Like,
well, the thing is that they only had they only had the Kyoryu Jin and then like the movie version of the Kyoryu Jin, and that was it. Yeah, so I'm just like, if they had released more, then maybe, but I guess that would have taken a little bit more ingenuity for them to make all the parts work in the way that they wanted to between the mechs.
I think they just give up. If something doesn't sell well, like I know Revice, I think they only got like 2 or 3 releases and that was it. They didn't even go through everything. Geats, the Revolve change, they got some of the stuff, but it was so expensive eventually because you would get like they put Buffa Zombie and I think Tycoon's Ninja together in a set, so you basically had to pick and choose who you would make, but you had both helmets. So it's kind of like my issue right now I've been saying with the Soto and Candy Toy line is like I gotta have multiples of entry forms to like make all the like it's stupid, but these, from a Super Sentai standpoint, like as someone who's getting into Super Sentai, my options right now are SMP stuff because I'm not going back and buying vintage DX Robos, and I don't want ones that look like trash. I'm gonna have to find them in box, and a lot of those are expensive. And
I hope this line fails just so they can go back to the drawing board and figure out their shit again. Because I'm just like, look, we went through 2 years of really good, articulated, very posable, like accurate figures when we got like the Dononi Taijin, because that shit sold gangbusters. And then they refined that to make the King Oger. Once again, it sold well, but the problem is they blew their load too early. Now we're going to in-action figures. These guys barely move. They have less articulation than the toys we had 20 years ago. Yeah. It's just the fact that you can mix and match.
My thing is, just from the standpoint of we go over the quarterly sales, Sentai is the least of the big three. And I could see a lot more of these selling for little kids than parents having to go out and buy DX ones. At least they can sit there and get and, you know, hot swap them out and change them around and make their own and use their imagination. Kids are going to eat this shit up. I'm not. I might. I don't know. It depends on the price point.
I mean, I this would be something I would buy my kid. But for me, I'd be like, yeah, no. Because this would be like one of those throwaway toys. It's like, yeah, you can fuck around with this thing. And if you throw it away, I'm not going to be mad at you. But if I get him like a Dononi Taijin and he fucks it up, then I'm going to be like, you going to start working now? Like,
think about it from that way. Your son's playing with that and it breaks, it's cheap replacement. Or if he has two, one of the green train breaks, oh well, he could put a different Robo's leg there instead because it's interchangeable.
Mark, here's my biggest thing, and I know this was said much better by the little girl in that little taco commercial, but why not both?
Because it's Bandai. They want money. They're not going to do something that doesn't sell. Trust me, I would love to get the action figure line that they did for King Oger for freaking Boon Boonger because I love the Yudos, but they're not really that posable. They're not really that like detailed. It's that I would not mind action figure line. I wouldn't. That's like even right now, as much as I'm not doing SH figure arts, I kind of want to get the action figures for Gavu because they look really good and they already said Valen's getting one, and I'm like, oh wow, it's like we're already trying to complete everything. These. It depends, like, because I think they only announced 3 or 4 right now that got
it's 3,
announced. Yeah. So it's like I think it depends on how well these sell, but I'm pretty sure these are like I've been seeing a lot of positive feedback online about them, so I don't think it's going to be a bad release. I think it's going to really work out in Bandai's favor. Like. The details lackluster, but at least you know what you can tell what the Robos are when you look at them. And if I didn't have any of these and I wanted more Sentai stuff on display, I'd pick these up and just put them on a shelf. And from far away you can't tell. Just don't get within 5 feet of them.
I don't know the real lack of articulation, all that stuff. And I was like, I guess Bundi was like the test bed. They were like, all right, you're gonna be the first in action figure with this inner frame, and now we're gonna do it with everybody else.
Oh, Beyond Violet got the frame.
Yeah, so the Bundi robot was actually the same one. So Diesel actually uses the exact same inner frame as these guys do.
Funny story, the inner frame on that. The mini plow version of Boomie has that as well. So that might be the thing going forward because they talked about it. But this one is super articulate. Everyone, because like my video and everything, and people have been telling me the mini plow is more articulate than the DX version. Because how they make the mini plow ones, they still have the hip ball joints and on the ankles and in the shoulders and arms. So they're more posable than the DX versions are.
Yeah, because if I pull up the Bundi model here, you can see exact same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. So the freaking mini plow has the same inner frame on it. if my key light wasn't so obnoxiously bright, I would show the mini plow one, and you could see where it has the same like frame on it. It's basically like a more articulate frame version of the Gundam G frame line. Basically, that's all it is, because it's the exact same frame as that, just bigger for the DX ones. Because the Gundam G frames have been around what 6-7 years now, and it's one of the most popular non-model kit gunpla stuff. Because you go get the whole entire kit for like $6, you get a freaking Gundam.
So I don't know. I was just a little tad disappointed by this line. So
yeah, I was gonna do a video on it, and then I was like, no, I want to wait until more stuff comes out. I know Bandai did a video on their YouTube channel going over them, because they've been uploading like a lot of stuff on their toy channels, and they've actually been compartmentalizing and separating a lot of stuff. So their candy toy line has their own Twitter account now, and they have their own YouTube section, and then their Super Sentai DX and Kamen Rider DX stuff has their own little separate one, and then all like the main premium Bandai stuff has their own like stuff now too.
So now that Ash is gone, you want to analyze his room?
All right, so like really quick, like I don't like how like unseparated everything is. Like you have freaking Memorial Changers, and then you have freaking One Piece, but then you got the Berserk hardcovers. I respect that. I don't know if he has all his Lightning Collection stuff just in the boxes or taken out. I would take the figures out and put them in front of the boxes. Let's face it, Lightning Collection has no value to it. That line's garbage.
I don't like how the side box arts for the Lightning Collection actually doesn't line up perfectly with each other either. It looks like the ones in that first cube do, but then like as he gets further down the line, it's not that great.
No, I know. Like when I sold my whole entire Lightning Collection, I noticed that as well. Like, and that was something that bothered me, because I never took any of them out. I had all mine factory sealed, and I had like the first 5 waves of like everything released. The only ones that are uniform is if you get those special edition boxes that they would do at Walmart, but they only did like 5 figures in those. I'm curious why there's just a random 01 driver there. I'm like, all right, 01's cool and all, but like we need some more. I feel like there's a lack of Kamen Rider representation in this display.
That is true. He's got a lot of Sentai, a lot of Power Rangers, which is, it's just Sentai anyway. Just, American,
also
thrown in there.
That Boonja Robo looks so sad next to Donald Taishin.
It is, and I thought like the Boom Boom Jarobo was much larger, but now seeing it next to the Donald Taishin, I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna have to not get that then. The show made it seem much larger.
You get the mini plow for
I don't want to
$20.
fuck with stickers, Mark.
There's not that many on the mini plow. I did a whole video that there's like little to no stickers on it. There's like maybe 10 stickers.
I'm trying to figure out what that robot is next to the Zeo Megazord, the one that's closest to the wall.
On the left?
Yeah.
That looks like I can't tell. I almost thought it was the one that was a whole bunch of cubes, but I'm like, no, the legs don't match for that one.
Yeah, I'm just like,
good amount of Funko Pops. Not sure how I feel about those Funko Pops though. Like, I'm not a Funko Pop person. I mean, I have all the Ultraman. I have all the Ultraman Funko Pops, and that's about it. And then I have like Dead Yamcha from San Diego Comic-Con, because you have to have a Dead Yamcha.
The only
and I have that one too.
Yeah, so the only one that I got is just because I got to get the big ones, and the fact that it's not like humanoid, so I'm just like, hey, look,
yeah,
it's pretty all right.
No, yeah, the Dead Yamcha was like my prize. The Dead Yamcha is like the prized possession of my Funko Pops. I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, I need this. I do say I like the cube setups though. Like, I thought about getting them, but I have way too much stuff for cubes, so I had to go with the IKEA bookshelves.
And you just popped that out of nowhere. Yeah. We were judging your room.
We were critiquing and rating a room. We were talking. What's the robo all the way to the left against the wall?
Yeah, right next to the Zeo Megazord. What is that?
What is the what? That's the very first Don Brothers robot.
Oh! I can't tell from that's far away. You can't tell. I was like,
it's so far away, and the thing is, it's so small. But the thing is, I never got it. So yeah.
No, I got it because I fell into the Don Brothers hype and was buying like almost everything, like marketed with Gavu.
I'm lucky.
I bought the
avoided
Max.
So what are all the pops you got? Because Mark is not a
Yeah.
big fan of your pops.
So these are the pops because I've got a lot of pops in storage.
There's
so
more?
There's more.
Storage?
Yeah. So I've got Luffy over there. I've got the MMPR from the 25th anniversary over there. I've got the Turtle Rangers as well.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Yeah, and Green Ranger Shredder. Downstairs, I've got a couple of Dragon Ball ones. You can't see them here, but
I just turned off my camera. Camera's acting up and skipping because I don't know why my computer's acting up right now.
but I've got Ava ones over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so I got the three children there.
I guess it counts as Toku since we got that super disgusting robot. Which, Mark, did you ever get that super disgusting robot?
And then
the ugly one? Yeah, I got to record a video on that thing. It's in my closet.
And then I got the Ava pop vinyl here of the Ava
nice.
one. I've also got.
She has headphones on. She can't hear me.
I've also got.
I have to hide a lot of my purchases.
I've also got Billy Madison downstairs in the bathtub. I'm thinking about just moving that pop into like the bathroom for the theme. But I've also got like all the Always Sunny cast as well, and like a couple of games because I would buy pops for characters I like. So like I own a few Game of Thrones ones, and I've got a Jay but not a Silent Bob, unfortunately.
Oh,
a few on
yeah, I don't. I just have like some Power Ranger ones, like the retired ones, and then I have all the Ultraman ones, and then I just have Dead Yamcha as those on Leo because I like the Dead Yamcha.
I have a lot of amiibos. You see my.
I'm so glad I avoided those.
I have so many amiibos.
I have two, and that's it. Like
I've only got like 3 or 4. I've got like Pikachu, I've got Little Mac, I've got Sonic, I think. I've got Sora back there.
I got like 30 something. I don't want to hear it.
Of course you do.
Actually, I've got more than 30 something. I think I've got 50 something. I've got a whole shelving system upstairs in my living room that's filled with nothing but amiibos.
Nice.
It's so packed that I've even got them on the upper rim. There's so many. Down here, I just have the Pokemon amiibos because there's not that many of them.
Yeah, I was watching Scott the Was retrospective on amiibos, like the amiibo craze, like with each wave that came out, and
I got the Yoshi amiibos, but just not the Jumbo Yoshi. I got like all the other ones, but the Jumbo Yoshi sold out too fast.
No, I just went and looked. I lied. I have a lot of the Fire Emblem ones because of 3 houses and everything like that, and I needed
I've got all the Fire Emblem ones.
That's what started it was freaking Fire Emblem. I blame that amazing franchise.
I really love how Fire Emblem went to being such a niche franchise in the West to suddenly being like one of Nintendo's bread and butters.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which I've always had my Roy cosplay sword behind me in most of my videos. So,
was it Awakening that kicked it off, or?
Technically, yes, it was Awakening, but 3 Houses was a phenomenal thing.
I never finished 3 Houses
because there's too many people.
3 Houses like 5 times. I love that game.
Anytime I go to conventions, it's like, and I'm doing a Fire Emblem photo shoot in my Roy cosplay. It's like, regular Fire Emblem fans recognize me, but 3 Houses fans don't recognize me because they only know 3 Houses. That's how big 3 Houses is. It's too mainstream.
That's crazy.
It was 3 Houses is like how Persona 5 was for the Persona franchise.
Yeah.
And I forgot I made some jalapeno poppers before the stream, so now I rub my eyes, and now like my eyes is just crying from the spice, the capsaicin.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about it all, but we're getting really close to the release of the Ultraman card game.
I keep saying that
they've been releasing a lot of stuff. I guess I'll put the regular webpage in there because apparently somehow we're getting.
I don't think I need more.
We're getting the 2 starter decks in October, and then about 2 weeks later, that's when we're going to start getting our are actual booster packs, and I'm mad because right now in Malaysia there's a level up play convention, and people they're going there get a demo deck, and then they also get a promo card for version of that Ultraman Zero, and I'm mad because I don't live in Malaysia. And the Guardians of the Earth set looks really good. Obviously, even if you have it set to English, the cards, they just show the Japanese on the cards, but they have their official Twitter account has been showing off so Decker is some of the Decker art looks great. Ultraman Arc is already going to be included in the first set coming out. And I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. I watched some YouTube shorts of people doing demos of how it's played, and it's out of all the TCGs and IP license stuff out there, I think this one is probably one of the easiest to play. That and the Dragon Ball, the Fusion Worlds for Dragon Ball that just started up a couple months ago, because I've been playing that on PC. That's amazing.
I own so many One Piece cards. I want to try like playing it because I've been looking at getting like I know I've got like a shoebox lying around, but I want to get those nice storage boxes you can keep them because I'm getting so many, and they've released a new set.
Yeah,
for the One Piece cards,
and they started re-releasing older sets too, because I am one of those jerks that was buying like the first like launch wave of card packs and like decks and selling them online for like quadruple the price because I'm an asshole.
I'll just say, I don't like these card designs.
Some of these aren't the final; they're just samples. I've seen some of the photos of the final ones, and they've definitely made improvements to some of them. It's just because they have different rarity styles, so it's like you could get an Ultraman Zero, like that Arc one looks bad, but they just showed one on Twitter that looks far better because it was an action shot.
Yeah, because I'm like, these aren't doing anything for me from being like, okay, these are good looking cards, and I'm like, no, these look like shit cards.
Although, for anyone who is contemplating getting those things, the Massiverse card game, you could still buy that, even though my camera's skipping. I'm just gonna chill for a minute.
I'm still waiting for my Kickstarter to arrive.
I'm waiting for my camera to not be stupid. I know I'm waiting for like my Kickstarter update. Oh look, my camera froze.
Yeah, and a perfect shot, so it's great.
Yeah, I got my update for what's it called? I got my update for the return saying we're aiming to get it out in December.
Yeah, I checked. I didn't read the email. I saw it. Like I just haven't read it. I know. Like I just keep looking for the Massiverse card game stuff because that one, I'm not gonna lie, is kind of more important to me than the Power Ranger because I already read the return because I was buying it monthly.
Yeah. No.
But the card game looks like fun. Like my thing is like I just don't. With the card games, that's one thing with like Dragon Ball has so many characters. Yeah, there's a lot of Ultraman and there are a lot of kaijus. But you know, when it comes to like things like Pokemon, Digimon, and even Dragon Ball, there's so many characters and so many like side characters where there's more versatility to making decks. Whereas I don't know how versatile this game is going to be from a deck construction standpoint, or what kind of longevity it's going to have. Because like, you know, it's Ultraman.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out. But I got to see some card designs that actually strike my fancy in order for me to be like, okay, I might want to bite on this one. But maybe if Arc used a card gimmick, then maybe they would have done something more extensive.
I also think they're just testing the waters. I think like this is probably something they've been wanting to do. And they're like, okay, how can we get this going with the minimal, the smallest amount of financial risk without putting too much into it?
Generic images.
That original Digimon card game, as cool as it was and this and that, it's nothing compared to the newest Digimon card game for quality.
No, it was very generic. I bought so many of them, and then confusing. It felt like having to study up in calculus just to understand how to play the game.
Yeah, I still have like one of those long card boxes full of them with all my magic cards and this and that. Because I had like, you know, some of the like alpha card. I gotta sell those. They're worth
Oh,
money.
my older
But,
brother
like,
and I used to walk to like the local 7-Eleven just to get the cards because it was like the only thing close by that we could walk to get.
I remember when they had cards. That was so long ago.
It was that was the
Yeah,
90s.
because I used to get the original Dragon Ball Z card game, Digimon cards, and Pokemon cards there, and they're always just like, "Why you get all these?" I'm like, "I watch all these. Like, I can't pick one." He's like, "Yeah, but you can get 6 Pokemon if you don't get the other ones." I'm like, "Or I can get 2 of each." And I got 6. Like, come on now, diversifying my portfolio. But
all right,
no, I mean, those are fun. I just know we haven't talked about this at all, and it's been something that like they've been sneaky with like releasing content for the card games, and it's like a little bit over a month away, and they've been in the last like 2 days because, like I said, there's a convention in Malaysia right now. They've been just releasing like photos of all the cards coming out in the first like actual booster pack sets, and it's weird that it's a lot of the more modern Ultraman, Decker, Trigger, Arc, Blazar, and then they're using Ultraman Rising as well, which I was intrigued that was already going to be put in there. Seems like they're shooting.
Did I bring it up like 2 streams ago? I finally got around to watching Ultraman Rising.
No. What'd you think?
I loved it.
There it is. Such a good film, right?
Yeah.
Did it like tug at your heartstrings like in certain moments?
Yeah, no, I did. Like the end was pretty emotional and like it really good. I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Because in the beginning, I was like really hating the main character. I was like, man, this guy's a dick. Well, like I hate him. Like what's going on? Like this movie sucks. And then it's just like, oh, I see where they're building up to here.
Mm-hmm.
Now my camera works.
No, but yeah, Ultraman Rising. Yeah, Ultraman Rising really good.
Yeah.
Like I hope we get a sequel because it teases a sequel, but we'll see.
I'm glad you finally got to watch it because like I kept like it's such a good show. Like and the figures are showing up. Like
that's definitely going to be on the Toku Awards for this year.
Yeah. Really quick, if anyone has a Miniso in any of the malls near them, they do have Ultraman Rising action figures, as well as remember those Band Presto Kamen Rider statues that GameStop would have?
Yes.
They have those now at Miniso for like $7, and they have even up to like Gachard in there and everything else. Like, so those $19 to $25 GameStop statues, like $8 over at Miniso. They have 01 and yeah, they have multiple ones. And I was like, oh, but I gotta go over there because I want to get the Ultraman Rising action figures because I ain't gonna pay 20 something to online resellers if I can go to Miniso and get them for like $5-6.
Yeah, I don't have a mini stone by me, so nothing around here.
They've been popping up everywhere lately. That's usually where I go to get my nano block stuff. Because I still do those even though I don't make videos for them.
Yeah, even though you probably can't see it on the shelf, but I finally have the Omega Rangers. Look,
nice. I know you're talking. Did you take them out of the box?
Yeah, I did. Well, I took them out of the box to look at them. But
I'm scared.
No, but I paid way too much than I should have for them. But I thought, you know what, these were like the last figures we got in the Lightning collection. I should at least get them.
Yeah, I'm scared to like open them because like I know how the Lightning collection is. They're QC. Because all I have left now in my collection is the Omega Rangers, the Alien Rangers, and then I have just the Jason 2-pack where it's gold Zeo with MMPR red, and then I have Zach with the Dragon Shield. Those are the only ones I have left in my collection, and so like I don't want to open the Zeo one because I don't know how the paint quality is on it, and I don't want to open the Omega ones because if I open them and they're like poor QC, I'm like nope, it's Schrodinger's cat. Just leave them in the box. As long as in my head, they're perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else happened this week? Anything else we got to address?
I don't know.
Not that I can think of.
I got new edibles. Started playing Fortnite.
Nice. I gotta jump
My
on there and get
nephew.
Black Cat.
And now I'm obsessed because I didn't know Dr. Doom was in there. And then actually, I went to Walmart while I was out today, and I bought this whole Transformers thing so I could play as Megatron. Like,
yeah.
Listen, I got burnt down on Diablo 4. Okay, I've put like 8.
And
like
you ain't
5,
playing
600
Gundam Breaker 4?
Oh, is anyone playing?
am.
What are you?
I'm playing it too on Switch.
What are you guys playing that on? Because I keep
Switch.
Switch. Is it crossplay?
No, sadly.
Okay, because
Which
it's
I gotta
digital.
buy it again.
It's digital only on Switch, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't. Yeah, I got a physical copy.
Okay.
I didn't know that about digital because I was impatient at 9 o'clock at night.
All right, I might get it because I thought about getting on PC. But if it's on Switch,
yeah,
then I might end up getting it
on a PC at some point. But I just picked up Space Marine 2 like while we were streaming because I forgot that came out, and my friends were like, "You gotta play Space Marine." I'm like, "Shit, all right."
I'm near the end game for Gundam Breaker 4, so then I can finally get my master grade parts and then start refining some things. But yeah, it's been fun.
It's basically Armor Core or Overwatch, but Gundam, isn't it?
Oh, not really. It's more hacky and slashy than that. Armor Core actually makes you think. Gundam Breaker doesn't make you think. It literally half the fun is building your Gunpla.
Okay. Nice.
So.
I might get it when it's on special. I might get it. Like there's other games I need to beat because like the new Zelda's coming out. I'm still trying to beat Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I'm just
still. What?
I dropped it. I dropped it for a while.
You're gonna forget what's happening. Did you at least get to the beach part?
Yeah, I'm on like chapter 12 or 13, so I'm near the
end. You're literally at the end.
I'm up to the Coliseum. I got to do that Coliseum thing again. I'm just trying to get good. I'm trying to build a good set because I feel like if I get to the
it doesn't matter. Just beat the game.
Okay.
just beat the game.
I'll do it after.
Yeah, then you can do
stream.
chapter select.
Yes, exactly, and then you can go back and do all the other shit.
Yeah.
In the amount of time you haven't beaten that, I went back and got Crisis Core Reunion on the PS5 because I only had it on the Switch and beat that on the PS5. In the amount of time you've been sitting on chapter.
Look, I beat the hardest boss in that game before like 7 Rebirth came out.
Yeah, I just every once in a while I want to go back to an RPG. No, I beat Final Fantasy 16 and Crisis Core since you've been on chapter 12, Ash. You gotta finish it. Check it off your list, and then you gotta get Silent Hill 2 remake in next month.
There's so many games. And I'm going on vacation in November as well. I'm going overseas to Indonesia. Bali.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was pretty cheap as well, like $1,000.
Yes, you'll feel like a millionaire over there, from what I've heard.
Right.
Yeah, it was where all the Australians
over there.
It's where all the Australians go for cheap vacations. So
it's from what I heard from my in-laws is that you can go in there with like a couple $1,000 and feel like the richest person around.
Yep, pretty much. But I need to find Toku stores there. I found one there years ago, but it was mostly Ultraman before, and it was before I was like into fully like all of the Toku. So.
I will say, scoop up any of your video games, more recent Toku video games while you're there, because they have English language options.
I couldn't find any video, because my memory of Bali is people go there, they get pirated games, because they would just rip them onto, because, PlayStation 2 games and PS1 games used to be DVDs and DVRs, so they just rip them, and they sell them for like $2. So I would have a decent collection of games when I was a kid, because relatives would go there. But I don't know if I've seen actual proper video games lying around there. But there's a lot of games.
Maybe they exist.
Maybe they exist. If you go to the main shopping outlet, but I've just been mostly walking around the markets and stuff like that.
So, I mean, that's cool. All right. So, Mark, how much money have you spent so far?
Don't fucking worry about it. Yours are everywhere. All right. Just to give you an idea here, I'll show. So when I was at Spirit Halloween, right, they had, besides the pickle costume, they had, you can get those wacky suits you can wear. They had a suit. I might buy it. It was all money printed all over it with the money tie and the money pants. And I was just like, I may have to buy this for the TokuTonic video. My wife's like,
It's just for the sake of the video.
She was with me and she's like, "What's a TokuTonic video?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing." She's like, "Well, no, it's a video you do." I'm like, "Oh no, it's something I submit, just going over how much I spend on the art Toku." And she's like, "Oh my, well, how much was it?" And I'm like, "Oh no, last year." She's like, "No, this year." I'm like, "I don't know. Don't ask questions."
Honestly, I haven't even bothered calculating anything I've bought this year at all.
No, I haven't.
It's more than last year. That's all I know.
Okay,
I passed last year in August. So,
see, last year I had like my running spreadsheet going over everything. This year I was just like, I'm not doing that to myself this time. Last year that was a mistake because every time I bought something, I would put it in there and I would just feel. This time I'm just like, no.
See, I should do a spreadsheet. I have a Google Doc, so every time I make a purchase, I just put the number at the bottom and then I hit enter, and then I'll put next time I make a purchase, I'll put the number in. So like that's all I've been. So it doesn't. I got to do a spreadsheet for next year because I'm not gonna lie. Like, but the thing is, this year, I feel like the quality of stuff I've gotten was better in previous. Because like previous years, it was higher because I was hunting down things. Like 2 years ago when I finally got the full Garen CSM set that came with the gun and the blade one that came with the blade rouser instead of, because I only had the CSMs for the blade buckles. Then, you know, or going back and getting like the Arkiva CSM, or going and getting like, so the couple of years was me finding older stuff. This year there's some big ticket items because, you know, those RAH figures, like the real action ones. I got Blade King form, Chalice, and the Joker one. So that's 4 of them at $450 each. Because I needed them, and I never see them. The last one I ever saw in person that I needed was Shadow Moon, and I bought that instantly. And I've never seen any Blade ones in the wild, and they were there. I was like, hey, can I open the box and just see that they actually freaking are good? Because I know these are, even though they're really good quality, they are fragile. So I took it over. I was like, all right, they're together. Bucket, give me all 4. I was like, credit card, got the Discover card. They up the limit. So I made a lot more. So the quality of merch I bought this year, I think, is some of the best stuff in my collection that I've bought in a long time. Last year was just expensive because I was getting the Geats stuff. I had just gotten into Super Sentai, so I was buying a lot of Super Sentai merch as well. That's why a lot of the stuff and all those premium Bandai belts. I avoided a lot of premium Bandai belts this year. So this year,
I've bought a lot of CSMs and memorials.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's Imagination Bell. Imagine like
that came out this year. Fuck.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And then, you know, like all the CSG stuff and everything. So it's like this year has been, honestly, I'm not as upset because the quality of everything this year has been insane. Like we've been eating good with our quality of toys, so I'm not as mad as I was and sickened with myself as I was last year.
Yeah, I think my buyer's remorse for this year.
I think I'm at like 6,000 this year so far. I think I'm at like 6.
Yeah, I've got so far out of everything that I bought, I've got like one big buyer's regret, and that's it.
Which one's that?
That's Regad driver. Yeah, fuck that shit. Ash, what's your TokuTonic looking like? You have you spent a lot this year?
I don't think so. I mean, what did I like?
That's the thing. It's like when you start looking back at this year, it's just like, man, this year's been long. Like,
yeah. But you got some memorial stuff this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the Gabba revolver and the King Oja caliber. That was
just
last
whether or not it comes out this year.
Yeah. The Gabba revolver did. The Boon Boonja mechs I bought. Comics, I guess, count because
Yeah, they do. That's what hurts me too, because we don't want to talk about the comics. I
did see the Kaiser phone since that finally did release, which means that my next Fies driver is coming out soon. So that's the big ticket item that I've been waiting for. That's like my most anticipated release of this year.
I don't think the Chalice CSM is coming out this year. I don't think it's till January.
Yeah, I think it's January on that one.
Let me see. No, it's coming out in December. So if I get it, oh my god, I still could be at 640 on freaking Toku collectibles. I mean, I'm personally not going to say out loud because mine also comes with the CSG freaking bow and everything. So I'm not going to say how much it costs. But if it does ship and it does get delivered in December, fuck, because I'm paying like $5 for it. So I need it, and I'm gonna have to buy a second one because I have the Joker attachment. So I don't know if I'm gonna find a way just to get the belt by itself.
I mean, look, if you get that money suit, you just need to show up with like all of the belts that you bought, like rocking them waist.
I was gonna do the whole. Well, Ash will get this. I was gonna do the Ultimo Dragon thing, where when he had all the belts, and instead it's supposed to be all CSMs. I'm just gonna hold my arms out like this, and it's gonna be CSMs draped all over me. I'm in a bathtub full of CSMs and drivers. No,
and then you don't even have to break it down. Just give a number. It will be like, just give the presentation of like the entire thing, and then just a number, and then drop the mic and walk away. Just like the PS5 Pro reveal. Dude, just drop the price and walk away.
My thing is, this is not my fault for spending this money. I blame our economy and the housing market, because I said last year we're house hunting, and if I had a house, I was going to cut back on my spending. The market's horrible. That's not my fault. I spent this money. Okay, I would rather put this money towards a house. I would rather. I don't even like. You think I want this? You think I want all this shiny, delicious stuff in my collection on display to look at constantly and just pine over? No,
it's kind of thing you do.
This is a gift and a curse. Like, I would love to just give this up, but I can't. Someone has to buy this stuff. Someone has to put the kids of the workers at Bandai through school. They have bills to pay. They got to keep their lights on. I'm doing a charity. I'm doing the Lord's work by buying these toys through a reseller. But that reseller is also in Japan. So I'm helping their economy. The yen's slipping. I'm trying to raise it back up. I'm putting the yen on my back. And I'm doing this.
But still, why is the PS5 Pro so expensive in Japan, Mark?
Listen, I have no control over the PS5 stuff. Me and Sony, this is me and Bandai, okay? Sony, that's a whole different story. Like, they haven't gave me a PS Vita 2, so as far as I'm concerned, Sony, we're not on good terms right now.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The stand is sold separately. The disc drive is like $80. Like,
yes,
what the hell? What the hell? That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And then when they were like, look at this image and this image, and this is PS5 Pro enhanced, I'm like, that's the same image. What are you talking about? Didn't help I was watching the presentation on my phone, but at the same time, I'm just like, that's the same. You're not selling me on this.
It depends on how far away we are from the PS6. I may get the Pro. Like, I may get it just because, like,
the PS5 does not have enough games to justify the
Pro.
I mean,
oh my god, honestly, suddenly the chat in fucking Talk Studio finally updated. Jesus
all
Christ,
popped up at once. I think it's something with Talk Studio.
Sucks.
I blame TwitchCon because Streamlabs always announces something as TwitchCon, so they're probably working on some stupid back end thing so they can make some big announcement next weekend.
I pay my money for this app, and then they're out here just messing things up. You know what sucks is, like, I pay the bigger subscription fee for the Talk Studio, which allows, I think, up to like 16 people on live stream.
Yeah,
not that many people. Dang.
I gotta cancel mine. I haven't been using it because I'm just gonna do OBS and then use the extension for chat to have it on screen because I'm tired of, like, I don't because I realized using this setup for like gaming does not work good at all. There's latency. So
I would imagine that this is not good for gaming. This is literally just.
It is if you're doing like Mario Kart with like 8 people, like some streamers do, or like Fall Guys and this that you could have everyone on the side and gameplay in the middle. It's fine, but one person just playing game doesn't work.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I know.
We should all play Chain together.
Well, we
I don't.
Random Mario Kart stream.
I thought about doing Uno streams, right? And I was going to call it Toku Uno. So like Toku and Uno combined and just have Uno on the screen and play. But then I realized using this style, everyone would see what you're using.
What if we made our own version of Cards Against Humanity, Toku Against Humanity?
Henshin Against Humanity. I like Cards Against Humanity. It's fun.
And then that might be crazy if we do manage to throw something like that. So
Oh, chat froze again.
Let me see. Right now, it seems
we could all get WWE 2K24. We could just get all the Toku characters downloaded and put on there. We could do like Toku wrestling matches.
I'd have to get like I'd have to get that game on like PS5 because I tried playing that game on like PC. Like
Dude, it runs like trash.
Yeah, it was like the Rey Mysterio one I had on PC, and it would I would have to patch it because I'd have to patch it through like something else that I downloaded because it would just either keep framing, the sync would be out. I'm waiting for that game to drop in price.
I've not played
the new one's been going on sale. It was like
$44
$44 for the deluxe edition. Dude, well, the newest one is really good. I will say that's like really good. There's one on the Switch called Wrestling Empire, and it's basically the N64 one, but with like 200 characters.
WrestleMania 2000 was the last wrestling game I've ever played.
Dude, that and No Mercy were just peak wrestling games. Just doing a crouch chop taunt to everybody.
So with that, I think we're good. We're done. We talked mostly 2 hours of Gavu.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just the hype train we got going on with that. So
I don't even think it's a hype train anymore. I think we're just happy to have quality.
We're happy.
We're eating good.
Talk about.
We're eating good. We're over here trying to grab our trashes and just like dump the goodness into it. It's just that good. So. All right, so we'll just go ahead and call it there. The spice is out of my eyes, so that's good. It can go back to being put into dark confectionaries, so that's even better, I guess. Nice. So Ash, what you got to promote?
Nothing. I'm still scripting videos. I had moments where I script videos and I get rid of them. But yeah, I'm working on stuff behind the scenes. I guess I'm just waiting for Power Rangers Prime to come out. There's more comics down the way.
I thought you were just going to say Power Rangers to come out, and I'm like, what? You're going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah, I've always got that one. I've always got that one character that's in my comment section who they've spammed like almost every other video of mine, going, "Please reply to me. When are we getting Power Rangers season 31?" And I just said no, never. And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like,
"They're going back to one."
Going back to one. Yeah.
Well, we'll see when they ever decide to make anything with Power Rangers again, if at all. If you were a betting man, what year would you say Power Rangers returns to television with a brand new entry?
Ooh.
Just put a year on it. It's 2024.
2026.
Okay, 2 years. Wow, that's very. I would say that's very optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
I give 2033.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
I give it another 9 years.
9? Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
What if Hasbro just sells it to another company?
I think that's what we're waiting on.
They'll hold on to the IP for a while, forget about it. Then another company says, "Hey, we want to buy." It's just like, "Oh shit, we forgot we own this." Okay, yeah, go ahead. And by then it'll be 2033.
True.
And they'll be celebrating their 40th. It's like, hey, remember the last time we were around? Yeah, your 30th. Oh, okay. You took a 10-year hiatus. What were you doing? I guess video games and MMPR toys. Great.
Oh yeah, that video game's coming out. I'll have to stream that when it drops. I swear I want to do.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I want to get as many people as I can on stream. And
if they release that game in like an arcade, like 1-up style cabinet, I would bite.
That'd be cool.
I know a place you can get those custom made because someone did it for the old school. Remember the Super Nintendo Power Ranger movie game? Because that was different from the Sega one. They had one that had the Sega and the Super Nintendo one on there, and it was all custom made. I was like, that's pretty neat. I kind of want one. I just hope this doesn't have the leveling system like that Mega Battle one that came out a couple years ago on Xbox did, where like the pre-order bonus you got Rocky, Aisha, and Adam, like alternate costumes, and you could morph, but you had a skill tree and you could level up.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it was
that.
like, yeah, that one was so trash because you had to beat the game and replay levels just to level up. The XP was like busted, but it was a fun game though.
Yeah, you can't get it anymore. It's lost media.
I know I have it. I have it
I've got it as
downloaded
well.
still.
Oh, I don't have it downloaded still. It's like PT. It's like lost
yeah,
media.
you can still as long as you have it like in your history, you can still download it and play it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Power Rangers. Whenever Power Rangers decides to Power Ranger it up.
Yeah.
Mark, what you got? No content because you didn't
so-
make shit this week.
No, I did. No, I have stuff. So a couple weeks ago, I recorded a video for Gotchard for the Soto candy toys, and it's literally thumbnail everything just sitting there in the drafts because every time I want to make it go live, something Gavu related came out, and I was like, "This is more important to me."
Hit the live button right now.
Yeah. All right.
Hit the live button right now and put the link in the chat. Everybody, when you're done here, click on Mark's video.
It's still on. Let me put links in the chat from here. It says sending messages is only supported for hosts, so it still doesn't consider me a host.
Send it in the private chat, and I'll send it.
Oh no, wait! I don't even have a thumbnail on. I forgot to put the thumbnail on it.
Oh my god!
Hold on, let's see.
I thought you said thumbnail ready and everything.
I didn't upload the thumbnail. Somewhere.
It's just gonna be. It's just gonna be a weird image of like you mid sentence.
Yeah, it is actually. It's me doing this. That's actually what the default is. So I made that, but then so I had that going. Then the Boon Boonger Mini Plus set 3. I did that review. Then Gavu's episode 1. Then they dropped the bombshell of the secondary before the show even came out. Then they had those other ones, and I'm like, damn. I was like, ugh. And then I have this video that's all done and uploaded. That's going live soon. And for those of you who saw the first one, this is the first set, that Cloudy Light that I did. From a scaling standpoint, this is the second set.
Ooh,
but I feel like even though they're smaller, the quality in the scaling is better than this. Something seems weird about these ones. So, yeah, it's Ichigo, his little scarf. So I was like excited to just get that recorded. And I'm like, I was uploading it and I was like, oh man, what's this one thing that's in the draft still? I'm like, oh shit, the Soto Gachard one. I was like, it just shows how little I cared about the show because I gloat about and praise the toys completely. Yeah, it's just that and this, and I have more Gavu merch on the way that'll be here in like the end of next week, early the week before, because I have the SG line of Gochizos that have Majade, Blade, X-Aid, and the kicking and punching gummy. Then I have the secondary set that's going to have Geets and a few other ones. Then the magazine's coming out that comes with the special edition Saber Gochizo. And then I ordered the Gochizo holder because it's the only way you can get the room whatever Gochizo. So I'm like, it has started. Show's only 2 episodes in, and I'm already like, but
get it any way you can, I guess.
But I'm not paying those Toku collectible prices.
I guess that's the net positive in that sense.
I did the math. I spent 28% to 30% of what it would have cost if I bought everything through them.
Rough. I mean, that's rough for us that did get it from them, but I didn't yet because I'm not. So
you should get it.
What do I got? Well, over on the Discord server, I am about to do my usual 6-month purge of things, and with it comes the salty potty. So you gotta go and so salty spittoon from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
How tough are you? Well, that's the thing. It's like, so I made a new area in my Discord server, which is the salty potty. You just have to say how good you taste, and you'll survive the purge come Sunday.
That how it works.
Yes, you just go in, you just say how good you taste, even if you don't taste good, but how tasty are you? Then you get to survive past Sunday. If you don't, then you're going to get booted from the server for inactivity. Even if you are an active member, if you don't post in there, then guess what? You're going to get booted. It's how I'm going to filter through people when I start booting people. But do this every 6 months. Every time a new show comes out, is I do a purge of the server for inactive accounts just to keep things tidy in there. Because there are a lot of people that end up joining the server and never say anything. So, just weed them out. It's the way it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got. And I guess that's it, unless anyone else wants to throw in anything else on there.
No.
Yeah, nothing.
Cool. Then hopefully next week brings us some more shit. Oh, shit. I meant to get rid of that. Okay, cool. Next week brings us some more shit, and we'll see how this stream ends, whether or not it does end, or whether or not we start having a weird, wacky after show like before. That's it. Until then, bye.
Bye.